red, blue, silent. Getting way too good at checking these little boxes. Let's go. Alright, any combo with the blue modifier feels a little bit weak because you only get the one orb slot. Let's try to make it work. We can go 3 fights, 2 question marks before the first elite, and get a fire. Seems fine. We could get a 3 elite path if we go fight this guy first. But if we do that, we have to take either 4 fights or only 1 fight, which are both dangerous for different reasons. But that is the only way to get 3 elite fights in the act. Maybe we can handle 4 fights. I have found myself to be a really aggressive silent killer in this series. I tend to kill my silence in Act 1. So maybe I should give this one a break. Nah, I think let's plan on 4 fights and then 3 elites. Let's see if we can hack it. Okay, probably don't want to start off by losing a ton of HP, if that's the line. So let's block out here. Looking like a 0 HP allows fight. Good start, good start. All defect cards. Probably Streamline here. We've got an aggressive line. Streamline's a really powerful Act 1 tool. We also have access to both Headbutt and defects recursion tools like Rebound and Hologram. So we have quite a lot of ability to recur the Streamline. I did not remember to change the stream title. Thank you for the reminder. This is going to be red, blue, silent. Okay. You think capacitor? I think capacitor is really bad idea. Let me explain why. I think probably the strongest part of the blue modifier is access to the cards reprogram and whatchamacallit, hyper beam. Reprogram and hyper beam just like double down on the, well, you don't have any, you only have 1 orb slot and you don't have any orb cards in your starting deck. So those things are just like, so screw focus too, right? You don't need focus. If we take capacitor, then we're forced into like, okay, so we took capacitor, so we have to like take frost orbs and then find focus, and like we just start that behind, you know, because we start that with no lightning orbs, so it's not scaling our damage at all, and then we just end up as a worse defect with no Niao bonus, and then we die. So I think we need to take what's good about the blue modifier, and we can't try and pretend that we can play defect, because we start so far behind on the defect plan. So I think it's either Streamline or FTL. FTL's pretty nice. What's the boss here? Hexaghost. Let's take Streamline. Streamline's more of a Hexaghost card. Streamline's probably better against... actually, Streamline's better against all the bosses, huh? Because FTL is terrible against Guardian, and Streamline's good for getting a good split against Slime Boss, and then Streamline I also feel like just does more damage per turn, so it's better at racing Hexaghost. So I think we're picking Streamline here. I think it's also better against the elites. FTL is better like as a combo card later, but Streamline. We take the question mark first. It's possible the question mark is like an upgrade or something, so we can use that to have an easier time with the next fight. This is not what I meant when I said upgrade. seems dangerous. We would go to 39, and then we're sort of saying we could beat these 3 hallway fights and only lose like 5 to 10 health. I don't know if that's a claim we can actually back up. Although it is much more likely to happen if we get 2 upgrades. Particularly if that upgrade is like Streamline Neutralize or like Survivor Neutralize or something. If it ends up being like Double Strike, we're probably going to die. If we pick that line. And Double Strike is among the most likely outcomes, along with Double Defend and Strike Defend. I guess Strike Defend is more likely marginally. Since after you take 1 strike out of the deck, there are more defends than strikes. I think we do it, though. We're taking an aggressive line. If we're more powered up, and we're more likely to lose no health to a fight. We're really worried about this floor, right? If this floor is like Gang of Slimes, followed by an Elite, we're just gonna die and there's nothing we can do about it. If it's Blue Slaver, then maybe by taking Shining Light, we kill him a turn earlier, and we save like 10 health. Let's try it. Ouch. Double Strike. Well, that does not bode well. We can develop a Survivor Cost down and block out here, so let's do that. We can do some extra damage here, but we're taking 7. Maybe this is Energy Pot. Energy Pot to save 7 health. I said we need to finish all 3 of these fights and lose only like 5 to 10. So if we take 7 now, seems like we're not going to make it. But if we use the Energy Pot now, we maybe take more damage later. I think we take the 7. Ooh, Poison Potion's excellent. Battle Trance also excellent. Maybe we should take Doom and Gloom. Maybe the way we get out of this is we run into Gang of Slimes here and Doom and Gloom them on turn 1. It also gives us something to do with our single orb slot. Battle Trance is better at like drawing Streamline repeatedly. But it is not an attack. We're getting pretty close to this next Elite fight, and if it's Gremlin Knob, we're going to want Doom and Gloom or Pommel Strike. Battle Trance is so good, though. I think I'll take Doom and Gloom. It's better against Gremlin Knob. It's also really good against Sentries. Let's grab it. Okay, those strikes are getting in some work, I suppose. I think it's probably Streamline Defend. It's more damage than Double Strike. We take 1. So we basically have to perfect the hard fight if we want to keep up with getting into the Elite fight at 30 health. Prepared could draw us towards Streamline. Consecrate's probably bad in the absence of Unceasing Top or anything. Concentrate is one of Silent's few energy manipulation cards, and Defect has a lot of energy manipulation cards, so it's possible that Concentrate is actually great. If we get all for 1, Concentrate is absolutely insane. But we have a really aggressive route ahead of us, so I don't think we can afford to take cards that maybe are insane later. Alright, last chance. Are we gonna take the slightly easier double Elite route? Oh wait, that route isn't easier. They actually end up at the same place, but this, if we want to wimp out of this Elite, They end up at the same place, but this route has an extra fire in it. So the easier route is actually the left route. I say that, but then this question mark might not be a fight. And that fight is a hard pool fight. So we're much more likely to win like this elite fight than that one. Yeah, whatever. Okay, it is Blue Slaver. It's among the easiest options. This is probably the energy pot. Energy pot gets us like streamline, double defend, strike plus. Go like that. We're taking 3 here, which is more than I said I was allowed to take during this little 4-floor span, but it's still possible we survive against the elite. Kind of depends on who the elite is at this point. Strike Doom and Gloom is lethal. Great. Not too bad. It's probably the best case scenario for an easy pool fight. Sucker Punch is great against Gremlin Knob. Help us save some health. It's also pretty good against sentries. If we get Sucker Punch on turn 1, we can remove the artifact charge and then Poison Potion them. Poison Potion one of them. Yeah, I mean, it's an attack that blocks. So is Cold Snap, I suppose. Cold Snap does a little bit less damage, blocks for a little bit less, but it does it every turn. It also gives us a way to evoke our Dark Orb. But I'm kind of happy with the Dark Orb just being evoked by the Doom and Gloom the second time around. You don't really want too many orb things. I think Blade Dance is probably out. We haven't found any strength scaling stuff from the Ironclad side. I think Sucker Punch is better than Skip. Okay, it is Sentries. Sentries are dangerous. It's probably Doom and Gloom Survivor. Definitely Doom and Gloom. And then it's either Survivor or Strike. I don't think we can afford Strike here. So we could neutralize and then Poison Potion. Unfortunately, we missed on our Sucker Punch. Or we could actually Poison Potion and then neutralize, which blocks for 3. We probably want to double defend Strike along with either of those plans. So if we get the Poison Potion and the Strike on the same target, then he is taking 9 and going to 21, taking 6 poison. So he goes from 21 to 15, 15 to 10, and then he's taking sort of non-lethal damage. Or actually it is exactly lethal. 4 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1 is exactly 10. Although it takes 4 turns to get there. And we are taking 10 in the process as well. If it takes him 4 turns to die to this Poison Potion, that means he attacks 1 more time, which is not too bad. But it's probably unacceptable. Alright, but I don't see a better play, so let's do it. I don't want to use the Poison Potion to block for 3. It seems like a huge... Yeah, I think you guys are right. I think you guys are right that Streamline was lethal there. Sorry, why is he down to... That's not what I calculated. Oh, I didn't calculate the damage from Neutralize. So he actually dies 2 turns earlier than I anticipated. It's fine. Don't worry, I'm more than capable of killing Silent all by myself. Okay, so we probably want to neutralize and Sucker Punch this middle sentry to block for 3. And then defend. And then if we strike the front sentry, then he dies quite a bit sooner. He dies before he attacks next time, which seems pretty good. So Doom and Gloom kills him and then targets middle sentry with the Dark Orb. It kills him too. We take 10. If we had played Streamline like I should have last time, it would cost 1. So we could Streamline back sentry and Doom and Gloom to block out. I'm actually going to restart the fight. It seems pretty important. Apologies. Probably shouldn't do that based on how it interacts with future information, but it seems like it was pretty clearly a better play, so it has major implications. Okay, so Streamline, Strike, Neutralize, you guys are saying is lethal. Streamline plus Strike is 24, 24 plus 3 is 27, yeah, plus Poison Potion. Okay. So let's do that. Still take 10. We were taking 10 either way that turn. Okay, and then we do the same thing this turn. Except now we don't have a front guy to attack. I already know what my hand is for next turn, but I don't want to make decisions based on that. So if I were making this decision without that knowledge, what would I do? I think I would still be thinking about the Dark Orb. And I would use that information to strike here to make sure that I can set him to be the Dark Orb target, or kill this guy, because the Dark Orb is up to 24 next turn. Okay. Alright, and this time we didn't get the Streamline, which is weird. Did we, like, draw an extra card somehow the last time we did this? Very unexpected outcome here. Okay. Well, now I don't even know what happens. What is, does it choose one randomly, or does it choose the front one? I think it chooses one randomly. So I guess we do this. Okay, it chose wrong, so we take 5. Yeah, I mean, it clearly changed to the deck shuffle RNG somehow. Why it would do that is a mystery to me. Yeah, we're not in good shape here. Charge battery, let's see, are we trying to do energy stuff? We have two cost attacks, so maybe. Loop is probably not something we want. Ghostly Armor blocks for a lot. So block for 3 more, or gain an energy next turn. Orb Capacitor is bad, and I don't even understand why the thing you're describing would be good. I'm so mystified. You think that it would be good? Like, Loop would be fine with Doom and Gloom. Like, it's kind of good, but it's like, but like Capacitor makes it worse, right? Because you can't evoke your Dark Orb. I'm very confused by your suggested line. Have a good time at work, Mint Chalk. Okay, so Charge Battery or Ghostly Armor, I think, are probably the picks here. I think both of them are better than Skip. Streamline says we want to, like, draw a bunch of cards. Yeah, and if we draw a bunch of cards, then Charge Battery is good, because we can have energy to play all those cards. We got the Boot, which is terrible. This Silent is so doomed. We get to heal here. We can take Charge Battery and just hope for the best. Alright, no Gremlin Nom, one time? No. Your petition for no gremlin nub has been denied. This time and every time. We also got Neutralize and Sucker Punch on turn 1, which is awful. So the only damage we'll be reducing is the already low damage from when he vulnerables us. So we're like definitely dying. I think maybe the out here is we try and survive until we redraw Doom and Gloom and kill him with the Dark Orb. So that is, we develop Dark Orb with Doom and Gloom. It starts at 8, I believe, gets 6 every turn. So we do basically 18 damage this turn, and then 6 every turn from now until we play the second Doom and Gloom, which does 10 more damage. So 18 plus 10 is 28. And we're going to draw three hands before we get back to Doom and Gloom at the minimum, because we don't have any card draw. So that's 6 times 3, which is 18 again. So, so 28 plus 18 is 46. So if we're doing 46 damage to him, he's got 41 health remaining. We're doing 9 damage of that to him here, so we'd have to find 32 damage over the next 2 turns and possibly 1 energy on the remaining turns. So 32 damage is possible. Could happen. If we get like double strike plus next turn. Okay, so we put all this damage. We get 18 plus 12 is 30. Yeah, we need to get an attack. Okay, we need to draw Doom and Gloom first shuffle next, first hand next shuffle, and we need to draw a 1 mana attack with it. So that's possible. We're actually getting slightly more damage with Neutralize, so it is actually guaranteed lethal as long as we draw Doom and Gloom first hand next shuffle. So, yeah. So let's see. What are we doing with that potion? I think we probably use the potion on the 3rd turn of the fight when he's attacking for a bunch, because maybe it's like a 0 cost. What's the Ironclad card that exhausts and blocks for 30? Invulnerable or something? Whatever. Okay, so we're doing this, and this blocks a little bit next turn. Impervious, thank you, Nate. Appreciate it. Alright. Do we block this turn? We're taking 6 and then 24, which is 30, so we only need to block for a little bit next turn. So I think we don't block this turn. We don't need the extra energy or anything. Survivor is net positive health by a little bit. So we would take 1 this turn, and then plus 5 next turn. Saves a tiny amount of health. I think Survivor actually makes us survive, even if this skill potion doesn't block. We're so dead. Yeah, I think I'll just take the 6. We've got defense next turn, which actually don't even really keep us alive. Okay, so now we need this thing. It's a multicast. Can we multicast him to death right now? 18 times 3 is 42, right? No, it's 52. Did we get him? It's 54. So we got him. Okay, great. You are dead, sir. That one, well, I like that. Okay. So we have a little bit of energy manipulation with the charge battery. I'm not sure why Turbo would be a good card, but it seems like it could be good. We just take Carnage. I think we're planning on doing another elite fight, which is utter madness. But we'll have to see after this hallway fight. Carnage is pretty good in elite fights. It's also good against Hexaghost. Okay, let's grab it. We don't have quite enough damage yet, so let's get there. Got a lot of upgrades. We did the Fight the Light event, which got us 2 strikes, and then get a War Paint, so we got Defend Survivor. Worth noting, neither of these relics really does anything during fights, so I appreciate that. Orichalcum certainly does stuff during fights. Orichalcum is best in the Sentries and Gremlin Hub fights, so... we definitely can't smith here. I'm not sure why I clicked that button. We need to go... Well, maybe we smith and go right. We have 226, so we could possibly go to that shop. Or we could go for glory. Go up to 41 health. We don't want to go to Hexaghost with a ton of health left. It's survivable. 3 hallway fights with 22 health. I don't mind that. Yeah, I think we want to rest so that we can fight the elite. Yikes. Oh good, he's not attacking. Okay. He breaks at 34. So we can do 35 damage to him. Or wait. No, we can do 34 damage to him before he breaks. So we can start with 29 this turn. And then we are weak next turn. But we should be able to break him if we need. It looks like we do need. Okay, well max damage is Streamline, Strike, Neutralize, so let's just do that. Boot coming up big here. Big boot procs. Survivor Charge Battery almost blocks out. Do a little bit of damage through it. I guess it's Survivor Charge Battery again. This time it really blocks out. Looks like we're using the Defend Plus here. Oh wait, maybe we have Lethal? We can kill the back one. I guess we should. Okay, so we'll decost Streamline and play Carnage, despite the fact that it's massive overkill. Set the front one up to die too. Okay. Yeah, Charge Battery on Silent, and Demon Form on Silent. How about that? Well, that seems like we have a plan now. It doesn't work with any of our previous stuff, but... we do have some energy from Charge Battery, so we're a little bit more able to play that than normal. We also have Orichalcum to block for us on the Demon Form turn. Seems good. This is not the Daily Clan. So I'm doing a project where I do all of the class combinations. So this is red, blue, silent. So we have access to red and blue cards. Charge Battery only blocks for 1. It does give me 1 energy next turn, but I think I'd rather just use energy on striking now. Because we have Orichalcum. Try and get this guy dead. Well, we're doing purple too, just not during this one. We're doing all of the combinations. So, you know, a significant number of those combinations do involve purple, but this one does not. We can't kill him, although we can do 15. So we probably want to double defend, even though it causes us to pass on the Dark Orb. That can't be right. We block for 6 passively, so even if we do double defend, we're only really blocking for 7. This defend only blocks for 2, though, by itself, which is kind of lame. Well, it is what it is. I'm not passing on 30 damage daily. Okay, got all the expensive cards this turn. If we play Demon Form, we lose Carnage, which is unfortunate. If we play Streamline, we lose Carnage. Okay, we lose Carnage. Not a huge deal. Okay, Strike can execute this guy, and then Survivor blocks out. 23 damage, not enough to kill this front guy, but enough to make me believe I can kill this back guy, or the front guy, next turn. I misspoke, this guy is the back guy. Doom and Gloom, I believe, is lethal. I'm pretty sure the way this works is I Doom and Gloom, he dies, and then he dies to the Dark Orb. I guess that I will just do the research right now, since I'm probably not taking damage in the fight either way. So I'll test my understanding. Yeah, okay. Ooh, we got a Cunning Potion with a Demon Form. I like it. Dash is great. Dash is, like, pretty top tier in Act 1. We already have quite a few 2-cost attacks. We have a Streamline, Doom and Gloom, Carnage, and Dash. It's hard to imagine not taking it, but we're gonna have to find some way to play all these. So we're looking for more energy stuff. Do we just buy 3 potions, even though we only have 1 slot? We have a bunch of money. If one of them's like a fruit juice, we can just drink it right now. Are we looking for anything specifically? Probably like a Flex Pot. Flex Pot's pretty good with this Cunning Potion. Yeah, we're really just buying more choices. Fairies, yeah. But I could save 10 gold and still get more choices than I have potion slots. So, like, this one's baked in. We're definitely doing that instead of taking 4 damage. 4 damage is suicide. Potions are great. Okay, so we're at least doing that. This is, and then we can pay 10 gold per potion, and we can do that up to 2 times to get extra options. So how much are the extra options worth? Well, I guess we have to figure out which potions are good and which potions are bad. So let's do that. Potions. Okay. Let's do spreadsheet. It's been a while since we did a spreadsheet. Okay, so switch in the OBS view and show them the spreadsheets. Okay, so we cannot get Ambrosia, so that doesn't count. If we get 3 potions, we're maximizing our chances of getting something like Flex Pot, Ancient Pot, which I would consider to be a 5 together, but Ancient Pot alone is probably a 1. Ancient Pot doesn't really do anything against Hexaghost, so I'm going to rate it as a 1, and then we'll come back to the question of getting the combo. Attack Pot's a pretty good outcome. I think Attack Pot's like a 3. The threshold for what's good for a potion is pretty high. Blessing of the Forge, I think, is also a 1. Blessing of the Forge is not great. Block Pot is great. It's pretty difficult to block for all of the Hexaghost damage, because he's got some tricky turns. So I'm going to say Block Pot is a 5. Actually, I'm going to give Block Pot a 4, for reasons I'm about to explain. Blood Potion is absolutely insane. So Blood Potion and Fruit Juice are kind of unique in that if we get them as an option, we can just drink them immediately. And we are an Ironclad, so we can get Blood Potion. And if we get Blood Potion immediately, we just heal for a bunch and then also get to take the other potions. So Blood Potion is extremely good in this specific situation. Colorless Potion is generally quite poor. I'll give it a 1. Cultist Potion is great. That's a like win condition. Oh wait, we are not an Ironclad. Sorry. We are silent. My mistake. Because we have a Cunning Potion, so clearly. Okay, so Cultist Potion is great. That's 5 stars for sure. Gives us a extra little win condition. A second Cunning Potion would be great. Give that 5 stars again. Dex Pot is okay. I'm pretty happy to get Dex Pot. Go to 3. Distilled Chaos is generally pretty poor, but we have a really expensive deck with like some powers or a power in it. So Distilled Chaos is actually pretty good here. I'm going to go to 4. Distilled Chaos to get me an early demon form. I like it. Duplication Potion is usually a 5-star relic or potion, just like is really good. Elixir is terrible. We can't get Elixir, so we don't have to consider that. Energy Potion is probably not very good. Probably worse than Replacement. So go to 1. Okay, Entropic Brew is sort of definitionally good. We only have 2 potion slots, and one of them has a Cunning Potion, but we're going to use the Cunning Potion during the boss fight. I want Entropic Brew to be slightly above average, so I'll go to 4. But if the average ends up being 4, then Entropic Brew is slightly better than that, if that makes sense. Essence of Steel is not very strong, particularly against Hexaghost, who has a huge multi-attack turn, so I'll give that a 1. Explosive Potion is okay because our pathing puts us through one more hard hallway fight. If that hard hallway fight is Gang of Slimes, it would be really nice to have Explosive Potion on turn 1. I'll give that a 4. Fairy in a Bottle is one of the best potions of the game. Saves your life, heals you for a bunch. It also blocks a potion slot for like basically forever. But I'll still give it a 5. I love you, Fairy in a Bottle. Come back to me. I think it's because we've gotten to the top of the spire and freed our fairies that we get extra fairies. That's my headcanon. Fire Potion has the same utility as Explosive Potion in that you can use it to resolve the next hard pool fight. So I think it gets about the same score, which is 4. We cannot get Focus Potion. Fruit Juice is one of the aforementioned god tier options. 5 stars. Gambler's Brew is pretty weak in this situation. I'm going to give it 1 star. Probably wouldn't pick it. We are silent, so we can get Ghost in a Jar. Ghost in a Jar is just like top tier. It's 5 stars. Even if it, doesn't do the fruit juice thing, I don't care. It's amazing. Liquid Bronze is pretty good, particularly against Hexaghost, so I'll give it 4. Liquid Memories is one of those potions that just like always turns out to be good. So I'll go to 4. Poison Potion, I think is a 3. It's like some pretty decent damage, but it's like not like a ton better than an attack potion, for example. Power Potion is really complicated to think about. Generally pretty good. I'll give it a 4. Regen Potion is awkward. It gives us health, but it blocks up that potion slot. Also, we don't want to play it on turn 1 against Hexaghost, because then we'll have extra health on turn 2, which will cause him to do more damage. Still good, though. I think it's 4 stars. Skill Potion is kind of replacement level, which means it's about 3 stars. It's okay. You can block with it in emergency, but it's kind of unpredictable. Smoke Bomb is interesting. I don't know how likely we are to want to escape from this fight, so I think Smoke Bomb is probably worse than the average, which looks to be about 3.3, so I'll give it a 2. Snecko Oil is terrible. It's useful in an emergency sometimes, but it is more likely to kill you than Snecko Eye itself. Speed Pot is generally pretty good. It's like 4 on its own, and it has some interaction with Ancient Pot that I'll explore in a second. We can't get Stance Pot. Flex Pot's kind of the same as Speed Pot, but slightly better because we have a Cunning Potion in hand. So I'll give Flex Pot a 5. Strength Pot is fine, but it's not like a crazy amount of damage. I think I'll give it 3 stars. No, I'll give it 4 stars. It's quite a bit more damage than a Poison Potion, for example. Swift Prot is probably worse than Replacement, but not like terrible, so I'll give it 2 stars. Weak Potion is pretty good in this situation because Hexaghost is pretty easy to round down. But it still is probably like worse than a Skill Potion, for example. So I'll give it 2 stars. Okay, so the average is 3.25. But when I look at this list, I see a lot of 1s, a lot of 5s, and some 4s. Which means that there's quite a bit of value from splitting. I don't believe the event takes into account rarity, so I was not going to take into account rarity. Rarity is like how likely you are to get it from a reward screen. I'm pretty sure this event ignores it, and you just buy potions. Although I could be wrong about that. Okay, so let me just sidebar for a second. I usually don't look at viewers because it's very distracting to be like, how popular am I right now? But during that section, I'm always worried when I like open up a spreadsheet that people are going to be like, fuck this, I don't want to watch somebody look at numbers on a spreadsheet. But then my view count went from like 14 to 20 while I had this spreadsheet open. So I guess people love spreadsheets is the actual reality. Rip any strategy, get to the top. I got there, I just barely didn't get there. I feel like this is a poem. I am so confused, but I love it. Rip any strategy to get to the top. I got there, and I just barely didn't get there. Rarity does matter in this event. Okay, so everything's much more complicated than I thought. Are you sure? It does not say that on the wiki. I don't think that you're right. I think we buy 3 potions. It increases our chances of getting a combo, and I really do want that fruit juice and stuff. It only costs 10 gold. I don't know why I did all this analysis and then I immediately ignored it, but that's how it is. Okay, so we're doing the fruit juice, we're drinking the fruit juice, we're taking a power potion over a skill potion. Yeah. Well, that worked out super well. We got 2 5-star ones, I believe. Maybe I rated Power Pot as 4-star, but still. Okay. Back to fighting people. I think we want to streamline neutralize charge battery. Blocks out, gets me 1 energy next turn. Decosts streamline. I don't need the weak effect from neutralize, so I'm going to put it on the higher damage, or higher threat Fungi Beast. Okay. We have extra energy so we can Carnage Doom Gloom and win the fight. Good point. I totally forgot about Orichalcum because the last thing I did was look at a spreadsheet. Okay, reprogram is here. We don't really have much focus synergy, and it's really nice to be able to reprogram if you don't have much focus synergy. So I think we're going to take that probably. Gaining permanent strength index seems really good. Orangebird, are you asking what my favorite character is? I love how you were fighting with the autocorrect and like you still got the contraction for you are still. Oh my god, shoot. Somebody paid me channel points to say that Silent is my favorite because in the past I have said Silence is my least favorite. Mostly from a design perspective, I enjoy playing Silent quite a bit. My favorite to play is Watcher. It feels really strong. Yeah, I think reprogram is pretty good here. Do we upgrade reprogram? No, wait, there's no reason to upgrade reprogram. That's silly. Do we upgrade demon form? Upgrading reprogram just makes you lose 1 focus, but we don't need to do that. To upgrade dash? I don't know. Upgrading dash seems pretty good. Upgrading Doom and Gloom's fine too. Maybe we'll upgrade Sucker Punch. Get that rounding. Yeah, I think we've got enough scaling with the demon form. But unless it's like in the last hand, we're gonna get him before he gets up to 6 fires. So I don't think we need to upgrade Demon Form to win this fight. And winning this fight is somewhat of a challenge. So also, Horncleat is amazing against Hexaghost. I just wanted to call that out because I think we're like automatically blocking out on turn 1, on turn 2 with Orichalcum Horncleat. So I definitely think we can take the upgrade. I like Sucker Punch. Maybe we don't need the scaling though if we're already blocking out on turn 2, which is like one of the biggest damage turns. So I guess we just take Demon Form. Well, it makes more sense if you're a silent or a defect, right? Reprogram. I don't know. I don't think Reprogram is like a super good card in general. Let's drink the Power Potion on turn 1. Maybe it's a second Demon Form. Maybe it's an Echo or something. Feel no pain, 1,000 cuts or brutality. Well, I think we just take the 1,000 cuts, right? We don't have any feel no pain stuff. Yeah. If I had upgraded Sucker Punch, he would be weak next turn. But I didn't do that. Alright. We get to reprogram and then either Doom and Gloom or Streamline this turn. Doom and Gloom develops a Dark Orb, which could eventually kill the boss. Streamline gets decosted. I think I like Doom and Gloom. Oh wait, we just got minus focus, so we can't really rely on that orb to do much. Streamline also does more damage right now. Okay. Uh-oh, that Demon Form is on the bottom of the deck. We're doing pretty good damage so far. Ouch. We have to take 12 to develop Demon Form here? Yeah, that's kind of the problem with Reprogram, is like... Yeah, even if you pick it on... If you're just a regular Ascension 20 defect, like something weird has to happen for Reprogram to be good, and that just puts the card in a really awkward spot. And the upgrade is terrible, right? The upgrade should like make it cost 0 or something, so that you can do all-for-one stuff. I don't think we can afford to skip Demon Form, but can we afford to take 12? I don't know. I think we have to find out. Oh right, 6. Keep forgetting about Orichalcum. Okay, Sucker Punch, Strike, Defend seems good. Blocks out. Alright, because we decosted Streamline, we can play Streamline and Carnage now. Imagine Carnage over the other two, yeah. Alright, looks like we're ahead, but this is the... That's the tricky turn, when it looks like you're ahead, but then suddenly he blocks for a bunch and challenges you to get to him. I think we need Reprogram, Charge Battery, Defend this turn. Just to make sure we don't die. We'd be wasting a bunch of damage getting through the block, too. We can defend Doom and Gloom, or we can defend Doom and Gloom Strike. I think probably... I think defend Doom and Gloom. Okay, so this has got to be it, right? Cunning Potion, Streamline. I think that's enough damage. Yeah, maybe even Streamline is enough without it. 32 plus 23 plus 2. So that's 55, 57. So no, we need the Cunning Potion, but I'm pretty sure we get there handily with it. Yeah. Okay, not too bad. We survived at least. After Image, Malaise, or Rainbow. Well, we need to take some energy because we have Demon Form and 4 2-cost attacks. So Malaise is good with energy, but it kind of doubles down on the problem with the deck, which is that we have too much expensive stuff. Same with Rainbow. After Image is like a top tier card, but I'm not sure if it really fits here. But if we end up getting a bunch of energy stuff and maybe some card draw, I could see it working. It certainly worked pretty well that last fight. Although it was the damage version, not the block version. Our only real defensive tool is Dash, which is kind of scary. Also, I want to call out, we took this super dangerous 3 elite route with 4 fights before the first elite, and no Niao bonus, and totally friggin' survived and beat Act 1. Hooray. Afterimage fights with Orichalcum a little bit, because you rarely end turns with no block. Malaise plays really nicely with Orichalcum, because you can not play... Malaise like blocks without giving you block, so it lets Orichalcum keep working. It's also just really good against Act 2 elites. If we take Snecko Eye, Malaise's cost doesn't change, which is pretty valuable. So I could just grab a Malaise. Never feel too bad about taking Malaise. There's a Snecko Eye. We have a ton of expensive stuff. And Snecko Eye is very exciting. Okay, is there any reason we don't snap pick Snecko Eye? Black Star is better than Skip, but not by a ton. Curse Key would have been cool in the last run where we had a Duvu Doll. Curse Key is also pretty good in this deck. We need energy, and Curse Key does it. But I think it's probably... unfortunately, the Streamline decost gets reset every time you draw it. So it's possible to like get some value out of the decost still if you have like All for One, for example. So you could like play a 1 mana Streamline and then it's 0 while it's in your discard. You could get it back. But yeah, once you draw it again, the cost randomizes. Hey, what's going on? Come up here. Yeah, you're a kitty. I know. I've known all along. Okay, I think we're taking a Snecko Eye here. Thanks for the follow, Boop Bip. Boop Bip. Okay, we can take a Fire Elite on the right. That seems dangerous. But we do want to go to that shop. Oops, I'm calling these Mega Elites. I called it Fire Elite on accident. These other routes seem really dangerous too. 3 fights is more than our easy pool contains, but both of these routes have it. If we take the Mega Elite route, we're forced into a second shop and then also forced into a second Elite. We probably die. I think we probably want to aim for this Fire Elite Fire. Hey, why are you yelling? Be nice to all the stream people. I think Coconut just wants to be on camera. Okay, so if we go to that Fire Elite Fire section over here in the middle, then we get to go to a optional second Elite with a bunch of question marks after it. This is Act 2, so we want to maximize our question marks basically as much as we can. Try and turn into a ghost or something cool. So we go here. Alright, 0 cost Carnage seems good. If we play Malaise for at least 1, we get to remove 2 artifact charges. We could actually Shields down the Spirit Guardian this turn if we Sucker Punch and Malaise. We can't actually apply a weak to him because Neutralize is too expensive. So maybe we're like Sucker Punch Doom and Gloom here, just do some damage. That seems fine. And I'm going to test my understanding here. I'm pretty sure if you Malaise for 0, you do not remove artifact charts, but I guess let's find out. Worst case scenario, we just lose Malaise here, which is not very valuable in the fight. It's possible playing Malaise for 0 is correct, even if it doesn't do anything. Yeah, it doesn't do anything. Okay. Okay, we're already blocked out, so we can just spend all of our energy on Reprogram Streamline, if that's something we want to do. Other lines are Streamline, Charge Battery, Strike, or other stuff. Reprogram's better if and only if we play at least 6 other attacks this fight. Streamline is 1, so we'd have to play 5 more. It seems like we probably would, but maybe not. And we are skipping 15 damage to get it. So actually, this only pays off if we pay 15 attacks, which is very unlikely. Okay, so that's not happening. So let's just Streamline, and then we're going to play the Strike Plus, I suppose. And then we're choosing between Charge Battery and other Strike. Charge Battery is pretty good with Snecko Eye, so let's get some next turn energy, just to make sure we don't get screwed on the 22 attack turn. So you're on a Demon Form. That seems nice. We can dash for block. We are frail and have Orichalcum, so we need to consider whether just blocking for 6 is the right line here, but we have 4 energy and a bunch of defense, so probably we're going to be defending. So that probably looks like dash, strike, defend plus defend. So we end up blocking for 6, 9, 15, taking 7. Yeah, I don't see any better line, so sure. That's lethal. Okay, so we can have Deadly Poison, Armaments, or Wild Streak. All of these are in the presence of Snecko Eye, which is sort of an overriding concern. We have Sucker Punch and Neutralize, so we have some ability to remove artifact charges, so Deadly Poison could get in there and do some damage. However, we also have Demon Form, so it seems like we've kind of got the damage plan on lockdown. We really just need to find more ways to block and make our deck more consistent. So I think we're passing on all these. Armaments does block and make the deck more consistent. Armaments also has sort of a special relationship with Snecko Eye. If the card's normal upgrade would reduce its cost, which is true for none of these cards, so I can't demonstrate. Let's pretend that the upgrade for Doom and Gloom made it cost 1. If you upgrade a Doom and Gloom that costs 3, for example, in your hand with Snecko Eye, with Armaments, then it costs 1, because as part of the process of getting upgraded, it sets the cost to 1. Somewhat confusingly, I guess, I don't know if this is like a special case, or if this like falls out of some weird system that I don't understand, but if the cost of Doom and Gloom were, for example, 0 while it was in your hand, then Armaments would not increase the cost to 1. It only decosts it. So I guess maybe the way the upgrade is written is reduce the cost to 1, and when reduce the cost to 1 encounters that the cost is already 0, it decides not to. So we can take Armaments and try and find cards that reduce in cost. What cards reduce in cost when upgraded? Specifically cards that block and reduce in cost. I feel like there aren't any. Which is kind of odd. Yeah, I literally can't think of a single one. Strange. So I think we skip here. Okay, we get a turn 1 reprogram and a dash and a doom gloom. And a free defend, so we're blocking out. We can fit in a streamline too. It's a pretty ideal bird start. Probably gonna attack the one who's buffing because he's the biggest threat. We were like 1 0 cost card away from knocking him down too. Okay, this is our free block from Horncleat turn. We can just malaise the front bird to oblivion. We can malaise him for 3 if we want to. Or we could like charge battery and malaise him for 2. Maybe we malaise the center bird because he's also at 1 strength functionally. And then we like defend charge battery to block out. Yeah, I think I like that. So strike the front bird and then malaise the center one. There's Zero Demon Form. Snecko Eye has been good to that card in particular. 8 damage should kill him. And, oh yeah, Boot. Forgot about you. Okay, well he has -1 strength, so he is 0 threat. So I guess we'll just target the other guy. I suppose he does have the big attack. We can almost block out with Survivor, Defend, Defend. Good chance we can just kill one. Although those cards are expensive, so I guess not. Yeah, I think just Survivor, Defend, Defend is the play here. Everything else costs too much. Oh, the Doom Gloom would have killed the Backbird, huh? Shoot. It's probably a mistake. Okay, fit in a reprogram and some damage. Okay, so this Doom and Gloom kills both birds. Great. Sweeper Beam gives us some AoE to help us with that fight we just finished. But that's not the next problem we have. Compile Driver is interesting. Draws us a card. Drawing cards is good with Snecko Eye. Only draws us a card after we've played Doom and Gloom. And Sucker Punch could double up on the weak. We never managed to get an upgrade on Sucker Punch or Neutralize, so we don't have very consistent weak. We do have Malaise now, though. So I think we'll probably skip Sucker Punch. If we wanted more weak, we could just upgrade one of the 3 existing sources we have. So I think we skip here. None of those cards block sufficiently. We are above half health, which means the Council of Ghosts event would reduce our current health in addition to our max health. So I'm going to take another fight before the question marks instead of a question mark before a fight. Okay, 24 damage. We can reprogram Defend, Defend. We could Sucker Punch, reduce the damage to 18, which is kind of like blocking for 6. So then we'd be like Defend, Defend, Sucker Punch. Yeah, exactly. We want to reduce our current health, right? Yeah, Snecko Plant certainly thinks so, or Snake Plant thinks so. Dash Defend blocks for 15. We cannot fit Sucker Punch in with that because Dash is so expensive. Dash Defend, Defend blocks for 20, and then we take 4. It seems like it's probably the line. I didn't realize I had 2 0-cost defends. So we're playing both the 0-cost defends. We could play Reprogram instead of Dash, but then we're passing up on 10 block, which it seems like we need. Okay. I like how the Council of Ghosts math ends up being a lot like the, whatchamacallit, like Red Skull and Meat on the Bone math, where it's like, okay, so I want to be at exactly right below half health so that I don't lose any current HP. So just like every single fight in Act 2 is kind of like you have those things going. Or at least every fight that's before question mark. Alright, blocking for 14, he's attacking for 24 again. What a jerk. We can reduce him to 16, so we're only taking 2. And we can play a Survivor and Streamline for free, along with our Demon Form. Seems good. We'll let Survivor do all of its damage, and let Neutralize just run into the... Oh wait, this was a mistake. I should have played Neutralize first, because I have Boot. So it would have done 5 damage. So it would have been better than the 0 it just did. And we can discard Carnage so that we keep it. Alright, Doom and Gloom is free. I like that. I like the sound of free. We could do some damage, but we have Demon Form ticking, so we're going to get plenty of damage later. I think the priority here is meleeing for as much as possible. So we'll do it for 3. Alright, so now he's a much more manageable threat. Neutralize is now doing more than 3 damage, so it's no longer in the boot range. Although it may still be if we do it through the malleable armor. But these cost 3, so we're probably not playing them. So we're probably just playing like Reprogram, Streamline. I guess Double Defend doesn't do anything, huh? Oh, it does with Reprogram. Let's see, does it? So we're frail, and then instead of blocking for 5, they block for 6, which actually... yeah, so they'll block for 1 more because they're not passing the next breakpoint, which would be 8. So they'll block for 4. Block for 8, take 1. Yeah. Okay. Why did I think I could play both of them? I thought this cost 1. Well, that's clearly worse than Orichalcum. Okay, I guess we're just optimizing for Council of Ghosts here. We could multicast. Our only orb is a Dark Orb, so that is a thing. Cloak and Dagger gives us 2 attacks that scale with Strength, which is pretty good with Demon Form. Also gives us a way to block, which we are currently kind of lacking. It's also upgraded, which is neat. Most cards are not upgraded. Nice little change of pace. We don't have any discard synergy other than the Survivor that we started with, so probably not taking Sneaky Strike. Although we do have Snecko Eye, so sometimes Sneaky Strike gives you positive energy, which is neat. Is Cloak and Dagger an effect I'm willing to pay 2 for sometimes? It is, actually, because it blocks for a meaningful amount, so sometimes, like, after Reprogram has ticked, maybe it's blocking for 8, and then, so like late in the fight with Demon Form. It's a pretty effective card. Alright, well, that's good. I think I have come. I'm thinking about Snecko Eye a new way with that card reward screen. So okay, so here's the way I'm thinking about Snecko Eye now. So with Snecko Eye, I find that you're usually playing cards for free, right? You play all the free cards you can, pretty much. So that's great. Pretty much every card is like, am I willing to play this card for free? Yes, I am. And then almost all cards you're willing to pay 1 for, because almost all cards cost either 1 or more than 1. So that you're sort of evaluating them at their normal rate, and all that Snecko Eye is doing is drawing you an extra card. Great. So like, and these 2-cost attacks certainly have effects that are more powerful than you generally get for 1 energy. So that's nice. And then the question that I ask myself about Cloak and Dagger, which I think is a question I'm going to ask myself more in the future, is am I willing to pay 2 for this effect? Because sometimes Snecko Eye will force you to play stuff for 2 and even 3 energy. Your frequency of playing 3 energy cards is way lower than your frequency of playing, for example, 1 energy cards. But sometimes, if a card is in your deck, you'll need to pay 2 for it. So it's like, you play the card every time you see it if it costs 0, most of the time if it costs 1, and like sometimes if it costs 2 or 3. So it's important to think about if you're willing to pay 2 or 3 for it. I think we fight these guys. We've got a fire before the elite, and we also have almost 400 money, which I am loath to part with. Do we die? We have Doom and Gloom, and Carnage. So we could kill Bear on turn 1. We could avoid the decks down. The deck can do really strong things. Obviously, we're a Snecko Eye deck, so we can just like completely whiff and die. But I think usually we win. Okay. A bunch of 0-cost stuff on turn 1 seems good. Probably playing Reprogram and Dash to block. Neutralize is going to do 5, so we're doing 10, 11 plus 5 is 16, plus 10 is 26, and then we've got 1 energy left. Maybe we defend over neutralize. Oh wait, we don't need to defend, we're only taking 1. Maybe here we Distilled Chaos. What are we hoping to hit? Streamline, Doom and Gloom, Demon Form are good hits. Malaise is kind of a... Malaise makes me make a weird sound, I guess. Alright, so let's reprogram and then Distilled Chaos. Even if it hits Malaise, we can still play Dash and Strike. I guess there's no reason not to play the Dash and Strike first. Oh wait, no, there is, because if we like Streamline or Carnage a target, we want to know who that target is so that we can kill them and allocate our damage efficiently. Okay. We did get Streamline. I didn't see the other card. We're probably not going to want to play a 3-cost attack this turn. Not a ton of value in killing Romeo immediately. But we can, and that's cool. So I guess we do. So we want to do 16, which we can do perfectly. That feels nice. And then we're probably on to killing Pointy, because he has lower health, so he's easier to kill. And then let's see if we can survive some decks down. Demon Form costing its original mint condition 3 energy. We could return the favor to Bear, give him the decks down that he forced on us. And then Carnage Pointy. That line skips Demon Form, which doesn't make me super happy. But Demon Form costs 3 here, so I don't know if we can expect to play it. Yeah, I think we're planning on leaving Bear alive for a while, so let's debuff him. Okay. Doom and Gloom kills Pointy, but it costs 3, so maybe we don't play that. Our defense don't do very much, but we can still block out, I believe. 5 plus 3 is 8. I guess we'd have to spend all of our energy blocking. But what else are we going to do with our energy, right? So, we'll kill Pointy with a Shiv. And I don't want a Shiv in my deck, because I don't want the cost to get randomized, so I'll play it. And I guess this does a little bit of boot damage. Alright, Dash blocks out here. Seems like we probably want the Dex and Strength from Reprogram, even though it causes us to lose Carnage. Not a big deal. Fight's almost over. Maybe Carnage was lethal there. I didn't really count that. Okay. We've acquired a red mask. Boot Sequence is really nice. We do have... oh, we don't have Anchor. Sorry. I thought we had Anchor because we have Horn Cleat, but Boot Sequence is basically Anchor, so we're 2/3 of the way to becoming a a boat owner. We just need that in Ancient Tea set. We got the full boat cycle. Infinite Blades does give us a consistent outlet for our strength scaling, and also a consistent zero-cost card in hand we can play. If we end up finding a backpack or a whatchamacallit, pocket watch, then we might regret taking Infinite Blades because our hand would be full frequently, and one of the valuable hand slots would be occupied by a stupid Shiv. But I do agree that Infinite Blades is good in this situation. I don't think we have any Fire Breathing synergy. There are some Ironclad cards that shuffle statuses, but we haven't picked any of them. I think it's just Boot Sequence. I think Boot Sequence is great. One last chance to turn into a vampire. We have failed to turn into a vampire. Very disappointed in all of chat. Fire Breathing is good with Defect. I mean, Defect has status cards, but it has fewer status cards than Ironclad. So I would say Fire Breathing is better in an only Ironclad deck than it is in a blue Ironclad deck. Because the density of status granting cards goes down slightly. Although I suppose you could argue that the status granting cards that Defect gives are better for a Fire Breathing deck, because, like, for example, one of them draws you a bunch of cards, right? Like, that's something you want to do with Fire Breathing decks. Although, whether such a thing exists as a Fire Breathing deck is something I'm skeptical about. Fire Breathing is a component of, like, a Feel No Pain deck, sometimes. But I wouldn't try and build around Fire Breathing only. Probably taking a curse here. Seems like if we do this, we probably die. Maybe we do this and then rest, and then somehow, like, rest twice. We get max HP. It's just really expensive max HP. If we didn't have this event at all, and we just got to pass by, would we upgrade a card? I think we probably would not. I think we're probably resting here either way, which means that this loses us a net 22 health. Oh wait, we heal for 5, so it loses us a net 18 health. It's either 18 or 17, depending on how the rounding is working. Oh wait, that's not true. It's either 19 or 18, depending on the rounding. For 5 max HP. It's a pretty expensive strawberry. But the alternative is we get a curse in the deck. I don't like having curses in the deck. We don't have any particular mechanism for dealing with curses. We do draw cards with Snecko Eye, so we're somewhat less sensitive to deck quality considerations, but not significantly less sensitive, because you kind of need all those cards with Snecko Eye to have consistently available playable options, which a curse is not. Yeah, right. I mean, you can build around Fire Breathing. I'm not saying it's not possible. I'm just questioning whether. Okay, there has to be some seed where it's correct to play just like pure Fire Breathing Ironclad, but that seed contains like a Bottled Tornado, and like a floor 1 Wild Strike, and probably has Hexaghost as the first elite, and it's just like. A lot of stuff has to happen, or as the first boss, a lot of stuff has to happen for Feel No Pain, or for Fire Breathing to be powerful. Yeah, I guess I do it. I really don't want that curse, is what I'm saying. And I don't mind resting at both of these. We don't have any upgrades we super need. We've got Demon Form upgraded. Malaise would be nice. Sucker Punch or Neutralize would be nice. But we have Malaise, so we're getting there with Weak. We don't need the upgrade. Okay. I imagined my health being somewhat higher. When I was making that consideration, I thought I would have like 42 health or something. I'm not sure if I like did the math wrong or if I just didn't think about it enough. Carnage seems good. Costs 0. I like it. Maybe we take 3 here and just melees the leader for 3. Maybe I shouldn't have picked Boot Sequence. Boot Sequence I kind of evaluated as though I did not have Snecko Eye, but I have Snecko Eye. It wasn't until it popped up and cost 2 that I experienced regret. So we're blocking out here either way, so I think it's pretty valuable to get the -3 strength. Although he's going to get it back pretty quick. So that won't hold him back for long. But it does reduce the damage here nicely. Snecko Eye would like a word with us. I guess we Cloak and Dagger this turn? God, this is awful. Do we, like, reprogram its skill pot? Jeez. We're taking 28. So if we Cloak and Dagger, we're blocking for 20 and take 8. Yeah, I think this is probably a skill pot turn. Reinforced body blocks out. If we Cloak and Dagger and Reinforced Body, we block for 13, go up to 27, and take 1. That seems fine. Plus then we have a Reinforced Body in the deck. We are passing a 0-cost Nightmare. Nightmare tends to be good in Snecko Eye decks, because obviously it gets decosted and you can copy 0-cost stuff with it, which is super broken. But nothing in our hand right now is super good to make lots of copies of. I guess Cloak and Dagger. We would have to take quite a bit of damage for the privilege of making that play. I don't think I want to. Okay. Might have been an overreaction. Here's a 0-mana demon form. Snecko Eye giveth, and Snecko Eye taketh away. Alright, red alert, we got a fat gremlin. Get him. Okay, so Doom and Gloom currently would kill Sneaky Gremlin. If we strike Sneaky Gremlin first and then Doom and Gloom, it would kill Fat Gremlin, which is what we wanted to do, I think. Alternately, we could just neutralize one, strike the other, and then Doom and Gloom, and then it would hit Gremlin Leader for 12. Maybe that's okay too. It is more efficient. Kinda. So, okay, so Strike plus Doom and Gloom does 22 damage and wastes 4 on Fat Gremlin. Neutralize plus Doom and Gloom does 19 damage and wastes 4 on Sneaky Gremlin. So we're wasting 8 damage to do 25 to Gremlin Leader. That's not too bad. Yeah, fine. We have no reason to play any of those cards. Also, I appreciate when Gremlin Leader says, "Get 'em, boys," to no one. It's always a highlight of the fight for me. Get 'em! Wait, where'd you all go? Streamline, Double Strike, Cloak and Dagger seems like the max damage here. We've got 6 strength, so Cloak and Dagger is a big payoff card now. It means we're skipping Charge Battery, but skipping Charge Battery for 20 damage seems correct. Maybe we skip Streamline. No, that's also 20 damage. Okay, might kill him next turn. It is possible. Looks... Oh wait, this costs 3. This costs 0. Is that exactly 37? It is. Oh wait, no, it's 47. Well, that's too much. Imagine a Slay the Spire character which can only... is really powerful, but has lots of cards that only work if they exactly kill the target. Be a whole new level of math to this game. Sword Boomerang scales really well with Demon Form, which is generally the thing we're trying to do. There's a weird effect that I run into sometimes because I pick a lot of cards like Sword Boomerang, where I end up drawing Sword Boomerang a lot, and then not drawing Demon Form, and then dying. So I struggle. But Demon Form, or sorry, Sword Boomerang would be one of our sort of 2 strength payoff cards in Cloak and Dagger and Sword Boomerang. And it's quite effective, so I think I will take it. You don't get offered a whole lot of heavy blades when you're playing 3 classes, so yeah, take the ones you find. I think we probably rest here. Rest here, go fight this elite, go to the question marks. Maybe we go to the store, actually. So we rest, go here. It's a lot of fights on the way. There's 3 hallway fights. But if we're resting and now we have Blood Vial, maybe we'll survive more. It would be really nice to give the Blood Vial to the vampires. That is something I would like to do. And it can only happen if we hit a question mark in Act 2. So this rightmost route does not do that. I think we're currently beating Champ. I think we're in probably a pretty good place. Demon Form tends to outscale him. We do have to get there first. And I think we're probably most likely to survive getting there if we go Elite triple question mark. However, sometimes those question marks are thwacks. So that one's kind of dangerous. Although it does give us relics. But sometimes the question mark is like Ancient Writing or Council of Ghosts or Vampires, so the question marks are really good. So I think we want to hit 3 of them. Also, we don't want to run into another Snake Plant. Okay, so given that we're doing all these question marks, do we need to rest? I think yes. We have to fight this elite, and it could be Book of Stabbing. So let's rest in case it's Book of Stabbing. We found the Kunai. It seems like if we have both Kunai and Demon Form, then we can win against the Heart. We have Cloak and Dagger. We need more cards like that. Yeah. Okay. Is a turn 1 Demon Form available? We're probably playing that. We take a little bit of damage because we're only blocking for 8. Just taking 2. Here's a question. If we Demon Form turn 1, does this fight go long enough for Regen Pot to pay off? The turn is probably Demon Form, Defend, Doom and Gloom, Malaise. Ooh, yeah, so, okay, so you would not take Kunai because the Sapphire Key. So there's a mechanic in Slay the Spire, and this is slightly spoilery, so if you could type really fast, maybe you could prevent me from spoiling the game, if that's something that's important to you. If you, since you clearly can't type super fast, the keys get you to the 4th act of the game. So if you can collect all the keys that go into this little icon up here, I tried to point to it with my finger, but you can't see my finger, so that's useless. And the Sapphire Key is one of those 3. You generally have to sacrifice something positive to get a key. One of them comes from not resting at a campsite. One of them comes from giving up a relic. And the other one comes from fighting an elite that's slightly harder than normal, represented by the flame symbols on the map. So yeah, that's the reason you would do it. You have to skip at least 1 relic at some point. Mostly, I would never pass on Kunai. Kunai is a top tier relic, especially in this situation. I just wanted to talk about it. Malaise is great in this fight. I wish I could do it for more, but getting Demon Form down is pretty high priority. So let's do that. I guess I decided not to drink the Regen Pot. Yikes. Okay, Cloak and Dagger blocks out. We have to skip reprogram to do it. It's not that big of a deal. Maybe I should rethink about this regen pot. Should have done it on turn 1, but I think I am going to do it now. Okay, need block for 24. I have 3 energy with which to do it. Survivor costs 3, so Charge Battery Defend is probably the block line we're going for. Only blocks for 12. So we'll be taking 12 and just striking this turn. Yuck. I guess another line would be Survivor Strike. Blocks for 1 less and doesn't give me energy next turn, so it's strictly worse. Okay, I guess it does save Carnage. We would get to discard Carnage so the Ethereal wouldn't apply. And destroy it at the end of the turn. We are also about to shuffle, so this is sort of the best time to keep Carnage around. We're also going to have a 9 strength Sword Boomerang next turn, which is going to be pretty exciting. But that's next turn. It's playably costed. Along with the Cloak and Dagger, we can get a Dex from Kunai. However, we can't play much else. And we're getting attacked for 30. Alternately, we could boot sequence Cloak and Dagger and skip the Sword Boomerang. Sword Boomerang is doing 36 damage, so I'm pretty hesitant to skip it. But I will do so if necessary to win the fight. And boot sequence is only blocking for 10. I think we just take Sword Boomerang, Cloak and Dagger, and take a bunch of damage. Well, that rest was a good idea, I suppose. We would have just died. Sucker Punch is pretty good in this fight, not particularly good on this turn. Our Dark Orb is mostly done stacking up, so reprogram doesn't cost a ton here. Maybe the line is Sucker Punch, Defend, Defend, Strike. Blocks for 12, applies a weak. Yeah, that seems right. We're pretty sensitive to health loss here. Also, getting in both Sucker Punch and Strike seems really good. Reprogram only gets us 1 strength, so... Hey, Song of the Siren. This is not actually technically a Prism run. We have modifiers that are giving us cards from other classes. Which is slightly different. Okay. Leap blocks. Deflect also blocks, but does the same thing as Leap, but worse, in the presence of Sneko Eye. With the exception of any Orange Pellets interaction that might come up later, which could theoretically make their costs different. Metallicize is also a card. Blocks every turn. But it takes 3 turns for it to block as much as Leap. So my starting position is skeptical that Metallicize is better. But it may very well be, particularly if we get Council of Ghosts. Maybe we just skip this whole thing. Maybe we just need more like Cloak and Dagger. Or Calcum, that's true. I like how Sir Artemal and Nate just like instantly made the comment at the same time and disagreed with each other. Yeah, they do work well together. But that was just funny. Yeah, I don't know if I'm willing to take a leap. And I don't know if I'm willing to pay 2 for a Metallicize. So I think we just skip here. I want this to be like a leg sweep. I want a leg sweep instead. Alright, let's turn into a vampire or something. Nope. Not this floor. I will gladly pay for a relic. I have way too much money. We have to do a fight. So do we want to do the fight before we vampire or after? So for the vampire event, we no longer lose max HP. I believe it's how Blood Vial works. But the Council of Ghosts event is still available. We're at about half health, so I don't feel too bad taking question marks first. If we do get vampires, then that lets us heal in the fight, versus this fight we can't heal in right now, outside of the 2 we got from Blood Vial. Purple Bonfire Spirits. What do we give them? Maybe that boot sequence, that was kind of a mistake. We could give them the Malaise and gain a ton of current HP. We could give them the Streamline. His time is mostly over. Although he is still better than a Strike. We could give up Reprogram. Maybe we don't need Reprogram anymore, because we have Demon Form and Kunai. So we kind of have a strength and a dex scaling plan. And Reprogram isn't really either of them. Reprogram ends up being like, you know, pay 2 mana, do nothing sometimes with Snecko Eye, which is pretty terrible. Whereas Boot Sequence at least blocks. Also, Boot Sequence exhausts itself when you play it, so it's not like... I mean, look, we passed on a leap. I almost took a leap, and boot sequence is like most of the time better than leap, right? So like, if I didn't have that boot sequence in my deck, I would really be missing the leap. Yeah, I think it's between Streamline and Reprogram. Wait, I would never do Streamline. I would just do a Strike if I was going to do Streamline. You only get like, what is it, like 5 current health? Yeah, I haven't used it this run, doesn't mean it's bad, though. It is still 10 block. Alright, I don't know why I clicked to look at my deck instead of offer them a card. I think we should give them a Strike. Strike is never, like... It might be the wrong answer, but it's not the wrong answer by much. I guess the worst case scenario is we get a Strike and then we immediately run into vampires on the next floor. And they give us back 5 bites. But whatever, I can live with that. Those aren't vampires, those are cultists. Malaise is basically useless in this fight. Because they scale up so fast. That's true. Can you expand on why you think Reprogram is just bad? Isn't both strength and dex scaling good? Like, Reprogram just gets you a Kunai proc and a Shuriken proc, and I don't even have Shuriken. Probably want to play 3 attacks this turn at least. It looks like that's going to be approximately our max as well. I think we just target the weakest one. Oh wait, we should have Sword Boomeranged first and saw who the target was. Yeah, maybe we should have gone for the middle one. Too late now. I mean, I haven't used it because Snecko Eye has told me not to use it, right? It costs 3. I'm not going to play it for 3. I don't even need to block this turn. It doesn't mean it's a bad card, it just means that it's not useful right now. Okay, 2 mana Demon Form. If we play that, we lose Carnage unless we Survivor it away. Okay, well, you could keep relying on your silly anecdotal Snecko Eye evidence, but I will keep playing Sneko Eye and trying to win. Let's see. We're already blocked out, so we don't need to block. And most of the options in my hand involve blocking. So I think we just play Demon Form Reprogram. Okay, Doom and Gloom. We got a bunch of zero-cost attacks in hand, so we probably want to get a dex and then play dash and defend. One of the attacks is that one. These all do a ton of damage, thanks to Demon Form. Okay, so now we can do 24. I guess to him. And then I guess we'll kill him. Okay, great. Okay, let's just block out this turn and get him a little bit of damage. Okay, I'm going to read Redbeardy's comment out loud. Given Demon Form, you already have a scaling solution in excess. Given Sneko, you have good consistency in finding it. Given Kunai, you have Dex solution that should statistically build faster than Reprogram once per shuffle. I mean, I agree with all those things. I don't see why that makes Reprogram bad, right? Like, the most important time during the fight is at the beginning, right? Because the beginning of every fight begins, but like fights have different lengths, and like when Reprogram is best is like if you get it on the first draw and it costs 0, then you're like, great, I have an extra dex for this turn. But like, okay, so that's one thing. That's one reason Reprogram is good. Another reason is even if it gets outscaled by Kunai, which probably does give me more than 1 dex per shuffle, although I'm not 100% sure that that's accurate. Even if it does get outscaled, like, that's fine. You can play both, you know? We don't have to remove everything that's worse than Kunai from the deck. We found an all for one. We have Sneko Eye. Right? Do I need to say more words about this choice, or can I just take all for one? Battle Trance is pretty good with Sneko Eye as well, drawing extra cards. Streamline we considered card removing at the most recent event, so I'm probably not picking that. Yeah, all for one's insane with Kunai, right? So you like all for one, play a bunch of attacks, get back some block cards. Yeah, all for one is nuts. Okay. Yeah, that's true. I mean, every time you draw Reprogram, you're not drawing another card, and if that card was an attack, maybe you would get more Kunai decks. It's totally true. We can defend all for one, and then dash. It doesn't seem like we need the dash. Oh, I guess we do. Right, this is definitely happening. And then I guess it's either dash or sword boomerang. Sword boomerang. Oh wait, I thought it was gonna get me a kunai prop, but it doesn't. So I guess it's just dash. Thanks, Horncleat. Great timing. Okay. Well, now we need to find like a, what's that card called? Like a hologram, or like a rebound, or a headbutt, or something. Try and recur that all for one. I want to play 3 attacks this turn, which means that we're losing Carnage. Which is too bad. Getting in some of those sweet boot procs. Gotta love that. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, the full heal was definitely highly valuable. But I would have had to give up malaise for it, right? Or wait, no, just giving up reprogram does a full heal, is that right? Why do I never remember any Slay the Spire events? This is like a major problem. Like, you know, just your job. Just no big deal. Yeah, so uncommon card is heal the full, and then rare card is heal the full plus 10. Yep. Removing a strike is pretty good too, though. I don't like having strikes in the deck because they do list a lot, where they cost 3 and don't do anything. Okay, so we can block with charge battery neutralize. Yikes. Is this a energy pot turn? Just to like defend charge battery? No, surely that's wrong. Charge battery, we're paying 2 for 1 energy next turn because of Orichalcum. So maybe we just malaise for 3. Takes him down to 15 naturally, and then down to 12 with the weak. And then we take 6. It's not terrible. If we energy pot malaise, then he goes down to 13, and then down to 9, I believe. Then we only take 3. I think we expect more from our energy pot than 3 health. Although we would get more than 3 health, because he'd be minus energy from next turn, but not a ton more than 3 health, so. No thanks. Ooh, I did the math wrong. He went down to 11 instead of 12. Alright, I would like to go to Dex and play a defend, but that doesn't appear to be possible. With the exception of reprogram defend, which does technically do what I just said. Okay, so dash blocks out, so I guess it's just dash and damage, maybe? So just dash. Great. This is 0 cost all for 1. I don't think we can do anything infinite yet, but soon. Strike, defend, come back. What else is coming back? Just those? Oh, another defend. Okay. Sure. I'm gonna play boot sequence. No, it's actually better to keep it in the deck, but still, it would have been good here if I wasn't already blocking out by a million. Okay, charge battery is free. This is free. Looks like we have lethal. Do we have any side quests in this deck? I think no. Okay. Backflip is good with Snecko Eye. Gets me some more consistency. That's true. Alright, now we're just never playing boot sequence, just for the lulz. Dark Embrace and Shivs, yeah, that's a thing. That sounds fun. We don't have a ton of Shivs, but we do have a couple. Cloak and Dagger. Yeah, you know what? These are all pickable, which is pretty unusual. We're on floor 31, getting offered 3 reasonable options. Disarm isn't great against Champ, so maybe that one's not reasonable. Dark Embrace has cost randomized. Yeah, Dark Embrace not playing Carnage. The dream. We can't get like an elixir, but we can get other Ironclad cards that exhaust. We get like a Second Wind. We cannot get Council of Ghosts anymore. Aw, drat. The time for that is over. Yeah, I think it's just backflip here. Dark Embrace is pretty cool, though. Okay, we can heal to almost full here, which I think we need to do in order to fight the Champ. If we had gotten rid of Reprogram... Man, I can't speak. If we'd gotten rid of Reprogram, we'd be able to take an upgrade here. I wonder what we would take. Maybe just like Malaise or like Neutralize, Sucker Punch. I guess definitely Sucker Punch over Malaise, but Does Defect exhaust? I mean, there are cards for Defect that exhaust, but not many. Oh wait, we can with the Dark Embrace we can play the boot sequence. Exhaust it. See, synergy, right there. It's the core of the deck right now. So that boot sequence is what's keeping us alive. Right. Yeah, we also didn't pick the card that theoretically synergized with it. Okay. Reprogram seemed pretty good there. Turn 1, get an extra dex. Ooh, 0 cost stuff and all for 1. Oh my goodness. Streamline's gonna be 0 cost too? Wow. Maybe I should have paid attention to the order of these things, because I kind of want to get them all back. Neutralize, also 0 cost. Yeah, I'm thinking about the backflip, because like, okay, so if I play the all for 1, or when I play the all for 1, obviously I'm playing it, I'm getting back a bunch of cards. If I backflip and assume that neither of the cards is playable, then I have 4 cards in hand. I guess I can just play the Sword Boomerang and defend, or the Sword Boomerang. So I'd have 3 cards stuck in hand. Am I getting back 7 or more cards? 1, 2, 3, 4. No. So it's not a concern, so I should backflip first. Okay. And Doom and Gloom. Wow. Okay. Jeez. I think we pass on Sword Boomerang to get an extra Malaise energy, but this start is really good. Okay, let's play this to make hand room and draw some cards. Another 0 cost card. We got to trigger a Dark Orb on turn 1. Okay. And we got 3 decks from Kunai. Jeez. What a start. Malaise is better after the split. We're also passing up 21 damage to get an extra strength down, which seems probably wrong. Maybe we energy pot and Malaise for 4. You know what? Malaise isn't that much better for the split, because he gets, I don't believe he purges strength down. Maybe he does. Does Champ purge everything? Or... he must, right? I scrolled down to Act 3 bosses, because Champ is hard. Removes all debuffs, yeah. So, okay, so if he gains 4 strength during phase 1, then defect for 4 or Malaise for 4 was worth it, right? Because he because he gets to carry over that positive strength too. So if Malaise is hitting real strength, then that's fine. Do we expect him to get 4 strength during phase 1? I kind of do want to hang out in phase 1 because we have demon form. So the longer we're in phase 1, the more we tick up and just like blow him up instead of taking executes. So I think we'll pass on Malaise for this shuffle and take some damage. Ironically, leading us closer to the split. Okay, so I would like to get a Dex this turn. That would be nice. I would also like to not split Champ and block out. I think we can probably do all of those things. So Cloak and Dagger, Carnage, saves Carnage, and gets a Dex. Blocks for 7. We need to block for 13 more, which we can do because we have gobs of energy. It does 2 shivs worth of damage, which is 11 apiece. So 22 plus 27 is 49. We're trying to avoid going past 220, which we don't. We do 49 damage. So that seems fine. Yeah. I don't think we want to dash this turn. It just does extra damage. We don't need. Okay, can we get a dex this turn? It looks like the answer is probably no. So I think we just charge battery. And chill. Maybe the back foot could have drawn 2 0-cost attacks. Just 0-cost all for 1 again. Good chance we're overdrawing here, so we'd get back 1, 2, 3... just 3 cards. So we currently have 7 cards in hand. Streamline isn't in hand though. Streamline's in our discard. Also, I think we did play it when it was up. Maybe that's not true. Maybe we should have played it. I see. So if we all for 1, we get a strength, but we probably split him. Do we get 2 decks? I think if we get 2 decks, it's good enough to just split him now. We also get to cast Carnage. Yeah, we definitely do get 2 decks, because this is 3 attacks from the discard, so as long as I can play 3 from hand. Yeah, I'd have to spend 3 energy here, but that's fine. Okay. Alright, so we're gonna... Oh wait, we actually get this strike back too. So we don't have to play the 3 from hand, which means we can play Reprogram. Just missed a damage. Clearly, we're already splitting him, so meleeing now would be foolish. So I'll just take the extra damage. Okay, not much to do this turn, but we can still get a dex with Sucker Punch Cloak. And surprisingly do a little bit of damage. Very expensive all for 1 that gets back nothing. It's kind of a dud. We can almost block out with defense. If they weren't all so expensive, we could do it. Probably don't have lethal. Yeah, our max damage is Sword Boomerang Strike, which is not lethal. Okay, so I'll just defend. Take what, 12? 13. Doom and Gloom for 0. Can we reprogram and get a dex? I think we can't. The only way to get a dex is Doom and Gloom dash Carnage. Well, that's also a lot of damage, so let's just do that. Almost there. Yeah, okay, cool. Pretty good champ fight. Immolate is good. Wait, Shivs are insane, right? Because we have Kunai and Demon Form. So now we really do need like Dark Embrace. Yeah, we should have picked Dark Embrace, I guess. Well, I don't know. It's still like a... It only really works when you've played a whole bunch of cards combo. Like, okay, so Storm of Steel is bad against Time Lord. Are we super afraid of Time Lord for some reason? No, not really. We can just wait for whatchamacallit to tick up. Thanks for the follow, the Purple Turtle. I like people whose Twitch names are just like evocative descriptions of cartoon animals. So, appreciate that. Very easy to pronounce. Very, you know, I have a picture in my head. I like it. Thanks for the follow, Turtle Shuttle. I basically described your name exactly. So you go into space, or maybe you're on a bus. Both of those are technically shuttles. Yeah, Redbeardy McGee, that totally matches as well. I think when you first followed, I think we had an extended discussion about McCree. I even showed a picture of him on stream. I remember. Is Corpse Explosion something that we need to do? It's kind of neat against Donu Deka and like Spire elites, but I think we're okay without it. We already got like other plans for that kind of stuff. You don't draw the shivs. Yeah. Yeah. I'm not sure why you're explaining this to me. Yeah, I know how Storm of Steel works with Snecko Eye. And it is good. It's just, it's only, okay, so Storm of Steel is okay right now. Right now, it's like a strength payoff card, right? It's like, oh, I have Snecko Eye drew me a bunch of cards, and I can't play them because it made them all really expensive, but I can just Storm of Steel and then get 1,000,000 damage, right? Like, Storm of Steel, it's great. But that you can only live that dream after you've played Demon Form, and that kind of makes it a win more card, because after you've played Demon Form and waited a while, you're going to win the fight no matter what you do. You don't really need a big finisher to get that. And we already have a couple of strength scaling cards, like Sword Boomerang, Cloak and Dagger, to live that dream. So we don't need Storm of Steel necessarily. And Storm of Steel creates some weaknesses for the deck, right? Like, it's kind of bad against the Heart. It's kind of bad against Time Lord. And it kind of encourages us to pick some cards that maybe we wouldn't otherwise, like Dark Embrace and Feel No Pain. But the deck is already pretty big and works pretty well, so I don't really want to like pick a Feel No Pain, right? Because we have deck scaling. We don't need Feel No Pain. On the other hand, Storm of Steel just like procs Kunai 3 times a turn, so it's really hard to argue against it. Immolate is also a card. Pretty happy to play that for 1 or 0. It shuffles statuses, which we currently can't deal with. But we generally end the fight before the end of the second shuffle. So we're not too concerned about that. We only see it once. Unless we like all for one it and play it 6 times or something. I think I will take Storm of Steel. I'm not sure that it's like tremendously better than Skip, but I think it is better than Skip. I think Immolate's probably better than Skip too. Actually, they're all better than Skip. But I think Storm of Steel is probably the best one. Okay, we definitely don't really need any more cards, so Broken Crown seems pretty good. Also, I don't know if it's like required to take an energy relic with Snecko Eye. I've definitely won with Snecko Eye without any other energy relic, but it feels way better to play Snecko Eye when you have another energy relic, because it enables you to like play your backflip that costs 1 and still play that stupid 3-cost demon form that you have to play, right? Like, Buster Crown makes that feel really good. We don't have any other potion synergy stuff. There's no White Beast statue or anything that says Sacred Bark is a must pick. And Tiny House is better than Skip, but it's hard to say much more for it. So I think we're going Busted Crown here. If we pick Busted Crown, we're kind of saying we don't need any more cards, we're good. And I think that's mostly true. I would like a way to recur all for one. So that could be Hologram, Rebound, or Headbutt are the main options there. But maybe we'll find it at a shop or something, who knows. Okay, Donu deck is up first. We should probably go to a shop, because we have $500. I saw someone call them Spire Bucks, and I cracked up. So I can't take credit for that, but... okay. I assume Gold is the canonical name. We have to fight this elite. It's pretty convenient that he's so late. Which means we have to go to either this or that branch. So if we take one of these early shops, we have to go through quite a bit of fights. Quite a few fights. One of these 2 elites, at least 3 hallway fights, and then a 4th hallway fight after the elite. Which is hard, but I think we can probably handle it. This fight has a question mark on it, which is kind of nice. Take a little bit of a rest. 2 fires is also nice. I think I probably prefer 2 fires over an extra elite. We don't super need relics to go off, although a Shuriken would be nice if we're just naming relics we can have. We don't need relics to go off. We've already found all the stuff we need. We just need to survive, and fires do that. Okay, they are attacking for 24. Boot sequence costs 0. Totally pulling its weight here. Doing an awesome job, boot sequence. Way to go. Welcome to the run. We've been carrying you around for a while. People were starting to make fun of you. Okay. Clearly playing Cloak and Dagger. And I guess we're getting a Dex? How does this work? Probably want to punch this outside one. He's got low health, and the outside ones are more dangerous, so let's shiv him. Ooh, the boot. Getting in on it. That Storm of Steel is going to proc the boot a lot, too. Blocking for 16. I would like to block for a little bit more, but we can't really do it. We probably want a Storm of Steel, but both of the defense cost 3. We could just play Defend now. We're kind of wasting a Kunai. We've got one set up. We just need one more attack. Neutralize also blocks for a little bit, so we could just do that. Neutralize. Oh wait, it actually doesn't block because they're all weak already. It's the red mask. They're afraid. So my only ways to block are Defend or Malaise, which both take all of my energy and don't let me play Storm of Steel. I suppose that I could Energy Pot, and then like defend Storm of Steel. It seems like less than I would expect to normally get out of an Energy Pot. I'm basically getting 2 Dexterity out of it. I guess 2 Dexterity is what you get from a Dexterity Pot, so... Do I need to spend a Dexterity Pot in this fight, though? I'm not sure that I do. I think we just defend. What an awkward turn. Zero cost Demon Form. I wish that went into the discard so I could get it back and play it again. We're clearly playing the zero cost Defense and the All for One. We're getting back anything else? No. After that, I guess we're playing Charge Battery. Uh, 18 plus 22 plus 2 is 42, right? Yeah. So we're mostly blocked out. I can live with that. Alright, now they're all buffing, which is kind of scary. And Sneko-Eye has decided I don't get any free stuff this turn. Carnage plus Strike plus kills the front Darkling, or whatever, disperses him for the moment, squishes him. We could backflip for more cards. Could find Doom and Gloom. But we're getting it anyway next turn. And we were missing out on a strike this turn. Where are the non-silent cards coming in? So we're doing a project where I am exploring all of the sort of design space of the various combinations of Slay the Spire classes. So this is a custom run in which I have added the red and blue modifiers. So we're getting Ironclad and Defect cards. The perhaps unanticipated side effect of this is that the run is much harder because you don't get a bonus from Niao at the beginning. Which I did not see coming. So I have lost almost all of these runs. Actually, I've lost every one of the runs. A couple of them got to... Actually, one of them got to floor 51, which I guess is still technically a loss, but almost a win. It's a win on every Ascension except for 20. But we are playing on Ascension 20, so... It's cold comfort. Okay, I think taking down the front one seems correct. So let's do that. Did one of them make attack 4? I thought that None of them had come to Act 4, but maybe that's true. I'm not sure. They are hitting us for 28. How do we have 0 decks? Do we really have generated 0 decks so far this fight? That's so odd. I don't think we can knock one down. We are going for a heart kill, yeah. I think it's weird how Slay the Spire of the game considers getting to Act 4 a victory. So if you're climbing through Ascensions, for example, and you pick up all the keys and you kill the bosses, then getting to Act 4 is a win, and you get to go to Ascension 18 next. For a lot of streamers, not killing the heart is a loss, which I think is kind of weird. So in the format that I think I'm going to do after I finish all these projects, I'm considering killing the Act 3 boss, potentially plural bosses, is a win, but winning Act 4 is a better win, which I think more correctly aligns with the game's incentive structure. Okay, so we can dash Doom and Gloom Malaise. We're only malazing for 1, but we do apply a weak and a minus strength. So we block for 10, and we weaken one of them. Seems pretty poor. We could defend and malaise. No, defend is worse than dash. So we could energy pot, dash, defend, malaise. I guess we could just dash defend, block for 18. Take 10. I'm not too opposed to taking 10. Alright, fine. We'll take 10. Alright. All for 1 costs 2 and gets back nothing. I guess it gets back this strike. We can still probably knock down this front guy. So we can strike all for 1 strike, which does a tremendous amount of damage. I think this is the way to waste the least of it. I don't think I've seen Frag. Which is weird. I feel like I've done most of my research. Know who the cool streamers are? Baylor's done more research. Okay, so we've blocked for 14. I think the plan is to knock down this Darkling and block this one out. So we can Sucker Punch him so that we're blocked out. Lethal Frag, okay. And then if we get 5 shivs, do we kill him? Almost certainly. We have 12 strength. Okay. Get a good bit of damage in this metal one too. Oh wait, fight's over. Great. I think we're skipping this. Cool Hood Plus is a good card, and it's really good with Snecko Eye specifically. Get some more card draw and consistency and stuff. We don't respect our 1 orb slot very much, so we don't have any focus or anything. If this is just a card that says we can ignore the cost because we have Snecko Eye. If it just said draw 2 cards, I think we would not take it. I think there are we've passed on better cards than that. And it does block for a little bit, but I think it's not good enough to pick. Shuriken available too. Okay. Well, that's weird. This looks like Shuriken Dark Shackles card remove to me. Maybe by a potion or a secret technique. We have Consume available. Get rid of our last orb slot. I always feel like hybrid defect characters are like cyborgs. So we're like a cyborg silent. We're like a street samurai. That's what this character is. Because the silent is like the sneaky part, but then we're like muscly because we've got the ironclad thing going on. And we've got augmentations, so clearly it's a cyberpunk character. Okay, so if we buy a shuriken, which we're almost certainly doing, then we have 206 coins left, so we could buy Dark Shackles and card remove. Seems pretty excellent. I wouldn't say that I play Shadowrun, although Shadowrun is kind of a gigantic franchise, so when you say play Shadowrun, I'm not really sure what you're referring to. There's a lot of RPGs and several tabletop games that I have played that are in that universe. So maybe yes, I'm not sure. Oh, you mean the tabletop RPG? I have not played that. Do we need Dark Shackles? We're not getting any specific value out of it, or any special value out of it for this fight. It's mostly just good for Awakened one at this point. Yeah, no, I'm right. I'm familiar with the fiction of Shadowrun, and I was referencing it. I just haven't played the I haven't played the tabletop RPG. Oh my god, is there a Shadowrun for SNES? That would be amazing. What do we got with Secret Technique? Storm of Steel? So the neat thing about Secret Technique in a Snecko Eye deck is that the card that you put into your hand is not drawn. It just says put a skill from your draw pile into your hand. So you do not randomize the cost. Wow. So that's either good for getting a skill where we like the original cost a lot, or it's good for, after the first shuffle, getting a skill that has been decosted, such that it's crazy good. But we actually don't play very many skills. We have like Charge Battery, Reprogram, Boot Sequence, and Cloak and Dagger. And then like Backflip and Storm of Steel. And then Defense and Malaise. Okay, now I've named them all, except for Boot Sequence. Okay. A problem with Secret Technique is it costs 0, and it's sort of best if it continues to cost 0. Whereas if you draw it with Snecko Eye, it does not continue to cost 0. It costs something random, which may be 0. Dark Shackles kind of has the same problem, where it's mostly just good if you can cantrip through it really easily. But it is also just good. Yeah, Preserved Insect is an option. That's true. We do also have to fight a Mega Elite in this act, and a regular Elite. So we get some pretty significant value out of it. There's 3 fights at least where it's good. 4 if we, for some reason, fight this guy. So maybe that's better than Secret Technique or Dark Shackles and card remove. But somehow I feel like enemies having 25% less HP is like, it's really good in Act 1, where it's like, instead of having a, 53 health Gremlin Knob, you have like a, 40 health Gremlin Knob. You're like, great, this is something I can deal with more quickly. In Act 3, with this specific deck, it's like, does that even save us a turn? Because like, we're scaling up with Shuriken now, and Demon Form. So like, by the time we get going, the fight is going to be over pretty quickly. So if it's saving us that last 25% of HP, like, maybe we actually get through that HP pretty quickly, and we don't care about Preserved Insect. Obviously it's valuable, but I don't know, the value is somewhat diminished. I think I like it more than Dark Shackles card remove, though. Because if I'm removing a card, it's probably a strike. I apologize for tapping the microphone. It's probably a strike, but then we're losing out on both Shuriken and Kunai triggers at this point. So I can do it. Okay. This is our last easy pool fight. Really stretches the definition of easy pool fight. But, you know, there it is. We have 4 energy, so we can neutralize dash. We cannot get a Shuriken Kunai trigger this turn without using energy potion. Or even with using energy potion, in fact. As opposed to this turn, where we clearly can. We probably want to play Streamline, so that we can get it back with All for One later. Strike is free, so it's certainly getting played. We're only taking 1 currently, so I think we'll just continue to take 1 and just play all the good cards that do the good stuff. I guess I could have defended instead of oh wait, no. I was gonna say I could have defended instead of Cloak and Dagger, because Cloak and Dagger didn't end up getting me an extra strength or dex. Because discarding Cloak and Dagger to Storm of Steel would have given me 1 attack, whereas playing Cloak and Dagger got me 2 attacks. And I'm 1 over on my triggering. But then I realized Cloak and Dagger itself blocks, so now I'm taking 0 damage. So it wouldn't have been any value. Thanks for the follow, Grizzly Bear 6. Appreciate it. Let's play the free stuff and then take the kill. Okay. Variant Bottle's great. There's another shot at Cool-Headed. I think I'll skip again for the same reasons as last time. Thanks for the follow, Shetta from Unda, an Australian cheese enthusiast, it would seem. Yeah, I think the question mark's probably better than a fight, right? We're dodging 1 hard pool fight before our first elite. And we get some potions. Fruit juice. That seems pretty good. I think we're willing to trade an energy potion down to an Essence of Steel for 5 max HP. Okay. Should have drank that energy potion. There was a bunch of times I thought about drinking it. I never did it. Alright, we are not getting attacked this turn, so we should try and get Dex if we can. And it seems that we can't. Or I should say procs if we can, because we have Kunai and Shuriken now. So maybe we backflip and look for a either 1 or 0 cost attack. We missed. Okay. Well, we'll get to save Carnage from getting lost. And I suppose I'll develop a Strength down, since we're pretty unlikely to shuffle, I would say. Okay. We have 0 cost defend. Certainly playing the Doom and Gloom. Playing the defend is pretty reasonable. We're taking 24, so we can dash and Storm of Steel our way out of this. Or we can charge battery Storm of Steel if we prefer to get a next turn energy. We're playing 3 more attacks either way. Or wait, I guess the dash Storm of Steel line would be 4 more attacks, since dash is itself an attack. I think I'll actually charge battery and neutralize Storm of Steel, so that keeps the weak up for next turn. We have a 0 cost Cloak and Dagger and an All for One. Unfortunately, our hand is otherwise kind of full of some nonsense. We're getting back 1, 2, 3, 4 cards. So we need to have 6 cards or fewer in hand, which we currently do. Or 7 cards, because All for One is in hand, presumably. Probably playing this defend, or maybe these 2 defends, but I'll do it after I get the Dex from Kunai. Or perhaps after the fight is over. We shall see. Yeah, maybe never. Okay, I think Dagger Throw is a no. Dagger Throw is pretty reasonable with Snecko Eye, because draws cards. You can discard your Carnage if it's too expensive to play. Actually, Maybe it's a yes. Maybe we take dagger throw. I do feel like we need like a little bit more attack. I would love a cloak and dagger, but I don't think we're gonna find another one. Most likely. Alright, fine. I'll take it. And then is speed bot better than plated armor? I think almost certainly. Okay, first elite. Or wait, did we already do an elite this act? We did not. This is our first one. For an Act 1 choice, is it generally better to take Malaise over Unload? I don't know. It kind of depends on what situation your character is in, unfortunately. I know that's not the style of answer you were hoping for, but Unload is most useful before you fought elites, because Unload will help you resolve those elites. Silent tends to have a lot of problems with Act 1 elites or Act 1 hallway fights, so if it's like from Niao, I would say probably Unload. If it's like your reward from the last elite in the act, then yeah, it depends on who your boss is. If the boss is, as Redbeard is saying, Hexaghost or Guardian, then Malaise is quite good. Malaise is pretty terrible against Slime Boss, so pretty much never against Slime Boss. But even then, in Act 2, Malaise is great, no matter who your Act 1 boss was. So it's, I would say, pickable. But yeah, Unload is also a great card, so... Yeah, this hand is crazy. We only have the 2 cards that we're getting back with All for One, but that is plenty. Okay, we've gotten a couple of procs. So, let's see, we need a block for 15, and we can't do it. Block for 8, and that's it. Oh wait, we can. Boot Sequence. Boot Sequence blocks for a little bit more than defend, so I think I'll take the health here. We don't really need the next set of procs too badly. Malaise is pretty decent in this fight. We tend to get some multi-attacks. I would like to block for a little bit more this turn before I play it. And Cloak and Dagger is kind of just what the Doctor ordered here. Also, Boot is extremely good in this fight. It's worth mentioning. I think we just backflip, though. That's unfortunate. Maybe this was the speed pot turn? Weak is going to do a lot of work here, though. Okay, now we're up to 10 strength, and he is shields down, so there's a good chance we can, if not kill him this turn, set him up to be pretty low, so that we can kill him with boot procs. The way our ancestors once did. Alright, we need 3 attacks to kill him with boot procs. There's one. We have 4 energy. Yep, got him. Okay. Pen nib, huh? I think Crippling Cloud is a pass. We're up against Donideka, and they have a lot of artifact charges, and we have very limited ways of getting through them. I think Snecko Isle is significantly worse than Speedpot. Although we do have Snecko Eye, so... Snecko Isle kind of just draws 5 cards. Maybe I'm mistaken. Maybe we don't need Speed Pop. We have Kunai. I love the Nemesis boot interaction. That's my favorite. I like how the art kind of tells you too. It's like it's kind of like it's his boot. It's like the boot was Nemesis's toy when he was little, but you took it from him and you used it to kill him. Draw 5 cards versus 5 temporary decks. We don't have any artifact stuff. Although it is still theoretically possible that we end up finding a Core Surge. Which we'd probably pick if we found it. Drawing 5 cards is pretty good, though. I generally don't get a ton of value out of the draw 3 cards potion. I expect it to be worth less health than other kinds of potions, but draw 5 cards is quite a bit more. Yeah, and like this is a really nice emergency button for when your hand all costs 3. So I think it's probably better than speed pump. Okay. Well, we can't Storm of Steel and then All for One it, although I'm not sure why we would want to, since, you know, the way the cards work. So we probably want to get a Dex before we boot sequence? That doesn't seem possible either. I guess we can dash strike boot sequence and then Storm of Steel. Then we're not all for oneing back our Doom and Gloom. So if we all for one Doom and Gloom, that gets a Dex, or gets a proc. And then we can boot sequence dash. And then Storm of Steel. So then we're blocking for 22, which seems like plenty. Assuming we're killing one of the jaw worms. It seems like we can kill, let's see, so we're doing 10 damage with that, and then this is doing 10 more damage, that's 20 plus the 6, so 26 plus however much this is going to do. Plus this is going to do 11 by the time we get there. Okay, so how much is this going to do? We're going to discard 1, 2, 3, 4 cards. Is that it? Just 4 cards? Okay. And we're going to have 1 strength by the time we get there. So 4 times 5 is 20. Yeah, so we're clearly have enough damage to kill a jawworm. Okay, so let's do that. I have cards of 3 different classes because we're doing a project where we're trying out all the class combinations. So I added some custom modifiers. Yeah, it does end up being 4 cards. Okay. Okay. This actually kills this back one because it goes 4 damage. It does 5 instead. Wait, what? Did I just like completely fail to math this? It looks like I completely failed to math. Well, that's disappointing. I guess he had 6 health. I thought he had 5, but... you can't get other class relics. There's no modifiers for that for whatever reason. You have to actually be... You can only actually be 1 class at a time. You just get the extra cards. Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there. He had 5... Oh, he had 5 block, and then... Huh. Yeah, whatever. I see. Yeah. I can see why my brain would get that confused. Actually, no, I can't. I'm gonna have to, like, watch the VOD to, like, figure out what happened there. If you're interested in watching VODs, they're available here. Wow, self-promotion. I'm not... Yeah, I definitely did not earn any extra boot damage, but I thought I did. It really threw me off. Okay. Jawworm's done. Ooh, are we a terror deck? We can't use that probably on, whatchamacallem, Donudeka, but it's good against the heart, if we manage to get it early. Nah, I think we skip this. We're mostly just trying to do damage with demon form. We don't need terror. We're almost full health. I think this is going to be our recall, actually. Just to make sure we are getting full use out of every campfire. Ooh, Bronze Scales is great. We can't take it. I almost clicked on it. Would have been a mistake, though. I want it. I can't have it. I don't even know what card we need an upgrade on. Is it just dash? Oh wait, maybe Sword Boomerang, get an extra... yeah, that has to be it, right? Get an extra attack out of that. So you're Mono Demon form? I'll take it. Okay, so they are attacking for... I think this is like among the lowest possible values. I think he could be attacking for 8, but this is like the gentlest possible Darkling first turn. I suppose you could consider it more gentle when they all buff on turn 1, but I actually think that's the scariest turn 1. It doesn't hurt you immediately, but it hurts you the most overall. Yeah, I guess that makes sense if I thought he had 10 block and 5 health. That does make sense. Okay, so we need a block for 26, and we can't. We can block for 21. Oh wait, we can block for 26. Survivor costs 0. We have to abandon doing other stuff, but we don't really have any other stuff that we want to do. Maybe we want to Doom and Gloom. Doom and Gloom to take 5. That's fine. Develop a Dark Orb. Wouldn't want to play Boot Sequence. There's All for 1. I think it gets back nothing. Oh, it gets back its Survivor. It's not nothing, but it's not much of a thing. It would have gotten back that Demon form, which costs 0, which I always appreciate. Thank you, Snake Eye. I would like to assume that I'm killing this Darkling, but it seems like that's probably not really the case. Maybe Dagger Throw will get me another 0-cost card? It did. Well, that's downright convenient. I believe that blocks out. Yes, it does. We have Reprogram, Cloak and Dagger, Defend. We can fit a strike in there so that the Defend has an extra dex. Blocking in. I think we should all focus on blocking in during this this pandemic crisis. We could do a Pen-Nibbed Carnage. That's fun. It doesn't kill the Sentry Darkling. I feel really silly doing Carnage for 2 damage. A Pen-Nibbed Carnage for 2 damage. But I think it's the right play. I want to block out. Or block in, excuse me. It's very insensitive, I know. Yeah. I think we're probably getting out of the fight without taking damage, so I don't need to focus super hard on being super efficient. But it does break my brain a little bit. Okay, let's see where these go. Actually, we might be in trouble here. No, just kidding. We got saved. I guess we neutralize and take 10. Oh, take 4. It's been a long time since Orichalcum triggered. Okay, so you're back down. Oh, thank you. And then we can win the fight right now. We're setting Pen-Nib on kind of a bad value. But if we wait too long, we are going to lose health to making mistakes and Pen Nib screwing us, so I'm not gonna concern myself with Pen Nib too much. Nope, that's not good enough. Distilkaya kind of plays like Snecko Wild, but without the hand resetting cost. We have to go this way. Free money, always good. How much Sensory Stone? What are we looking for? There's like Mayhem. Is Mayhem good? Mayhem can cast Storm of Steel on accident, and that kind of screws us. We could get Panacea, and go with that speed pot that we got rid of a long time ago. I feel like this event, it's usually correct to just go for 3, if you have the health to afford it, which we do. But maybe if we go for just 1 here, we get an extra upgrade. But at the last card upgrade screen, I couldn't even find a card I wanted to upgrade. So I guess we're resting, and we have a Regal Pillow, so we're pretty comfortable taking 10. It is possible we die to like a Strength Reptomancer, but I don't think it's highly likely. So I'll take 10 just to see the rewards. Oh right, Broken Crown. That was probably wrong. Maybe we take Bandage Up anyway. I don't think I'm really willing to pay 2 for that very frequently. I don't think I've ever had Busted Crown and this event at the same time. I just didn't think about it. So if you have Busted Crown, you can't like buy an orrery either. Yeah, I think we just skip them all. I think we just took 10 for no reason. Alright, Regenerating Giant Head is among the weakest of the possible Mega Elite options, so I appreciate that. Thanks, Snecko Eye. That's not to say the fight is easy to play. Still takes a bit of doing. Thanks to the follow, Tigered. I feel as though I have personally now been tigered. We can't attack 3 times because we don't have enough energy because we spent one of the energy on Demon Form, which I don't regret. So, thanks to the follow, Sir Dystic One. I went back to OBS to look at that name again, because Sir Dystic One doesn't seem like it's the right pronunciation, but maybe it is. I don't know. It was gone by the time I went back. The ghost of a follower passed. We can play Boot Sequence and Malaise before we play Streamline to get extra damage from the slow procs, but that's only 2 extra damage, so it's very unlikely to matter. 1 minute Spaghetti, thank you for the follow. That is incredibly fast. That's like much faster than most Spaghetti. Sadistic. That makes sense. I was like, I read the first bit as Sir before it occurred to me that there was another pronunciation. Probably because I've been trained by Sir Artemal, who just showed in the chat. So it didn't occur to me that there was some other pronunciation. See you later, Sir Artemal. We can't get a Dex this turn, other than through Reprogram, so we'll play Reprogram. And then Doom and Gloom is the most damage. We'll do that. It seems like we're not keeping up, because his health is still very high, but in fact, we're getting a lot of strength built up, so we should be fine here. We have a couple of zero-cost things to get back, Charge Battery and Streamline. As well as this Dagger Throw that we're about to play. Probably discarding the Carnage with the Dagger Throw, so we get to keep it. Maybe we should have played Backflip first for the slow. Oh, we got an extra zero-cost card. You should play slow trigger cards in ascending order of damage, but it's not entirely clear how that applies to this situation. So 14 times 4 versus 31. I think the 31 goes last? Let's see. So if I play another card, does the 14 go up to 15 is the question. So we get an extra, yeah, it almost certainly does, because he's up to 8, so we get an extra 10% of 8. I guess there's like an 80% chance if we assumed that this was random, although it's not random. Alright, so let's get up the calculator. So 8 times 0.9 should give us the current 7 extra. It doesn't. Why doesn't it? What? Oh, I don't have 0.9, I have 0.8. Wait, that's even more confusing. Oh, okay, so yeah, I'm getting 6 extra damage because 64 is 8 times 8. Okay, so then if I did 9, it would be 8 times 0.9 would be 0.72. So I would get an extra damage. So I'd get 4 extra damage from this and only... so 17... 17 times 0.9 is... So it would get an extra 1 damage on Streamline. So I should play the Streamline first. Okay. Weirdly, that weakened... I was weakened, but it didn't affect the math. I just, like, forgot it on both sides, and it happened to cancel out. Which is pretty weird. Let's weaken that giant head. Let's see if we can avoid taking 28 damage here. Can we kill him? I'd say probably not. The current combination is red-blue silent. You can see it both in the stream title and on your screen, these modifiers. But I don't have a command for it, and maybe I should. I'm not sure what the command would do. It would tell me, like, which ones I have played. We can dash and strike before we Storm of Steel. Maybe we need to defend and Survivor instead. Block for 22. Survivor's kind of a bummer with Storm of Steel, because it takes away 2 daggers. Yeah, I don't see a good alternative here. We still get a proc, so I'm happy. Okay, we have a 0-cost backflip and a 0-cost defend. We have 1 0-cost card in the discard already. Oh wait, we're getting back Storm of Steel, which is awkward. So we're getting back 4 cards currently. So we can make hand room, I would imagine. Actually, we're not guaranteed. If we get 2 unplayable cards, we will miss out on the defend and the backflip. Well, we're missing out on the backflip either way if we don't play it, so let's play it. We did get 2 unplayable cards. Maybe this is the time for Snecko Oil. I don't know how much damage Storm is. Probably a lot. Yeah, there's a good chance we have lethal here. So we get back... do we get back Storm Steel? So it's the 3rd card. 3, 6, 8, yeah. We probably do already have lethal. I could try and count it, but I think I won't. Yeah, it seems like it pretty clearly is. Okay. And Shaku's interesting. It's also synced up with the pen nib, which is interesting. It's among the best configurations. It's sort of debatable. I think I like to have Nunchaku 1 ahead of pen nib if I got to choose, but you never get to choose, so... Yeah, we had tons of damage there. Okay. We are pretty close to full health. Actually, that's not true. That's not true at all. Why did I say that? Our max health is at 90. And we don't really need any upgrades, so we should probably just rest. Alright, turn 1 demon form. Ooh, we got it. Thanks, Neko. Okay, so that mostly wins the fight for us. We just have to survive until it is over. We also have neutralized plus melees, so we can actually get some pretty decent strength down this turn. I'm going to play the neutralized before the boot sequence to get a dex. And then melees for -2 strength. Oh wait, it does the strength and then the... I feel like I should know this because I played this a bunch. Yeah, it even says on the card, strength first. Oh well. It still makes him weak for next turn, which is relevant. Okay. Blocking for 14, he's hitting for 22. Got to do 8 block. That's what Charge Battery does. We were missing on Reprogram. We could reprogram Defend instead. We're missing out on a Energy next turn, but we get a Strength and a Dex. Yeah, I think Strength and a Dex is better than Energy next turn. A lot of zero-cost stuff here. And All for One is in the graveyard, so this is actually definitely the Snecko Isle. So if I don't play Snecko Isle here, we're going to draw 7 cards next turn, and we're going to lose our discard pile. Whereas Snecko Isle lets me get it, Snecko Oil lets me get it this turn, which is really good. I can also like clear out my hand before I do it, which is kind of insane. We don't want to draw a card, but we could apply a weak. I can't leave myself with fewer than 3 energy, because then if All for One costs 3, I'm ruined. So I can only play 1 card. So it's either Sucker Punch or Strike, so I'll play Sucker Punch. Okay, it costs 0, helpfully. Gee, a lot of stuff costs 0. Okay, so I need to think about hand size, because it's going to be a problem here. I probably want Sword Boomerang on top of the discard. But I guess let's see how many cards I'm getting back now. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 cards right now, plus an additional 1, 2, 3, 4 in hand. So if possible, I would like to All for One when I have only 3 cards in hand. Doesn't look like that's possible. Actually, it is, because Survivor can discard one of the expensive cards, and then I'm left with only a Storm of Steel, Dagger Throw, All for One. Okay, so we just get all the cards back. I'll still put Sword Boomerang and Strike on top, just because I want to make sure that happens. Okay, Donu is lower health, so he's taking the 6 from this. Like that's a relevant amount of damage. Okay. Donu is dead. I guess we're blocked out too, so we should just Storm of Steel here. I guess Dagger Throw shuffles. Is there a reason why we would want to shuffle? There is. It keeps a 0-cost Survivor and a 0-cost Defend in the deck. So let's shuffle. We don't need either of them, so we'll just discard them. We can't get another proc this turn, so I'll set up Pendib and Nunchaku for next turn with this. My favorite part about having Nunchaku and Pendib on the same clock is that Pendib tells you when Nunchaku is going to trigger, because Pendib has a little graphic that makes it harder to forget about, whereas Nunchaku does not. So it's much easier to forget about. Okay, probably have lethal this turn. We could think about setting up Pendib and Nunchaku. Oh wait, we don't have lethal, there's no damage in here. Okay, so we're just going to Charge Battery and play All for One, but we don't get to do anything with it. Alright, Sword Boomerang is certainly lethal, so let's play other cards before it so that we charge Pen Nib and Chaku. We can only play a couple before we have lethal. Alright, Awakened one. So maybe we should have taken that, whatchamacallit, the Strength Down card. It's pretty good in this fight. Doom and Gloom, also good in this fight. So we can, like, we missed our turn 1 Demon form. We can reprogram Doom and Gloom Carnage. Does some pretty good work. And then Storm of Steel for a bunch more stuff. We take some damage. I guess we can defend for free. Looks like Pen Nib was set up pretty nicely anyway. Strike does 12 damage. Sure. And then we can block out with Survivor. I guess we'll Black Flip first, just to see what the costs are. No hate charge better. Okay, so we're already blocked out, so we can just play attack. Okay. Get an extra proc. There's Demon Form. We might actually want to not play Demon Form. It sounds weird, but one of the things you often want to do with the Awakened one fight is you want to just like pause it. He regenerates for 15 a turn. So if you're in a deck like this, where we can just like where we can do just enough block to keep blocking him out and get value out of it every turn. Hey, thanks for the sub, Grizzly Bear. You are one of the first subscribers to the channel, so I really appreciate your contribution. I don't have any emotes yet, but I'm working on that, so I'll get that soon. I apologize for the glaring gap in my reward structure. So maybe we don't want a Demon Form because it gives him 2 strength. Thanks for the follow, Ronak. Also, I don't see the alert for this, but I see in chat that oh, Carrie8 subscribed. Thank you for your subscription with Twitch Prime. Appreciate it. Yeah, I'm blown away by all the generosity. I really appreciate it. A lot of bloopy sounds, juvenilism. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for the follow. Okay, so if we can pause this fight, we can basically get unlimited Shuriken and Kunai procs here. So that's in our interest to do, and Demon Form somewhat limits our ability to do that by sort of forcing us to end the fight by giving us too much strength. But, you know, that's not really that bad. It's just that, like, maybe we'd be less willing to pay for it since we're going to get that anyway from Shuriken. And it does cost 2. Okay. We also need a block for 36 this turn, or 32. 32. We have some cards in the discard, probably some of them cost 0. So we can get back 1, 2, 3 cards, 4 cards. We have 7 cards in hand, so we could all for 1 now. So maybe the line is Demon Form dash all for 1. I think I like that. And do we want to play all of them, or do we want to like lose Carnage here? I think we want to play keep Carnage. And I will just streamline for damage. Even though I am probably trying to pause the fight, it seems wrong to just like miss out on a ton of damage. Because you never know when you'll have a turn like this one, where you're not able to do stuff very well. Probably defend, charge battery. Oh, I guess we only need 2 defends to block out. So it's probably defend, charge battery, strike. Or I guess the Demon Gloom's more damage than strike. Another thing we might want to do during the first phase of this fight is build up a big Dark Orb. That's something this deck can theoretically do. It's not like super important that we do that to win the fight, but we can. Let's play all the free stuff. Oh. Maybe we don't want to pen nib a Sword Boomerang if we're trying to keep him alive. So I think I'll just pen nib a Shiv instead. Maybe we don't even want to play the Sword Boomerang. Storm of Steel is going to get 5 Shivs for 1 more proc. I don't want to have Shivs that I don't want to play, because then I have to discard them and redraw them. So I think I'll just do Strike Streamline. Oh wait, I can't afford that. So then I have to play Sword Boomerang. Okay, well it's not that big of a deal. We're not exactly trying to keep him alive. We're trying to limit the amount of damage so that we can control the timing of when he splits and goes to his second form. Which, since our damage scales up so quickly, is functionally pretty similar to trying to keep him alive. We can block out this turn, so we don't need to kill him. We can't get... Oh, we can get a proc. But we only have 1 energy left for defending, which is not quite enough because he's attacking for 40. Alright, so let's dagger throw it and see if we draw a 0-cost attack. We did not. Okay, so I think it's going to be reprogram and then blocks. Boot sequence is time to shine. Actually, we could block out without it, so I guess I'll keep it in the deck. Alright, we're blocked out and cannot get a proc, so we'll stop playing cards. We can get a proc, but it's probably going to kill him. But I think that's okay. I think I'm ready to split. And we can set up a charge battery for next phase. Alright, and do we have lethal this turn? Looks like we probably don't. We're doing 6 times 27, basically. So it's like 30 damage per thing. Actually, that is lethal, huh? Oh no, it's only like 180 damage. Okay. So we need a block. We can do that with these 2 cards. No, we need 3 blocks. And then we can't get a proc, but we don't need to worry about keeping him alive anymore. We just do damage. Alright, we'll play the 0-cost things. Alright, we're blocked out, so we don't care about any of this stuff. And we can't play another attack, unfortunately. We could malaise for 5. Let's see, that puts him down to -1 strength, so he's attacking for 9 times 3, which is 27, and then he's weakened, so it's 9. It ends up being 6 times 3, so it's 18. So we block out. Okay, so that's one plan. Do we have lethal? That's a different plan. Be 5 times 100 or times 33 or times 37. So yeah, that is lethal. Okay. Great. On to Act 4. Looks like we're taking an upgrade here. We don't really need 5 health that badly. Malaise has got a pretty good upgrade. Maybe Storm of Steel, upgraded shivs, get a little bit more damage. It's just 2 extra damage per shiv though. Dash blocks a little harder. Oh, maybe Neutralize or Sucker Punch. Maybe it's finally their time. Yeah, weak is actually pretty important in the heart fight. So I'll upgrade to Sucker Punch. Oh, we haven't beaten Ascension 20 yet. Ooh, Bottled Flame was pretty exciting. And Ghost in a Jar? Wow. That's a store. If we were to bottle a flame, which flame would we choose? I mean, All for One is the sort of obvious choice, but then we kind of want that at the end of the deck, not the beginning. So maybe that's not actually good. Sword Boomerang does a lot of damage, but at the very beginning of the fight, we don't have any strength yet. I guess Dash blocks. We kind of want to block on turn 1 against Act 4 elites. There's our second Cloak and Dagger, which we've been looking for forever. I don't know if I want it if it's only got 1 shiv in it, though. We should probably take the Ghost in a Jar. And then we can't buy any other relics. We don't have any special Clockwork Souvenir stuff, right? Yeah, we just hit a reprogram. Okay. So it's like Ghost in a Jar and then like card remove reprogram? I guess we can't afford Clockwork Souvenir. Yeah, I think I'll card remove a strike. Seems reasonable. Do we want a second reprogram? Yeah, I think we do. Gives us another chance of getting it recurred with All for One, which is super powerful. I don't think we want any of the rest. I think we're done. Okay. Zero cost demon form, love to see that. Reprogram on turn 1 too. It was a really good start. A little bit less block than I would like to see, but can we get a Dex proc before we defend? No. I think it's probably defend and then Storm of Steel. Storm of Steel gets 4 cards. I guess if we Storm of Steel now, we get 5 cards, which is 2 procs instead of 1. So we're taking 6 damage to get an extra strength, an extra dex, and some damage. Yeah, I mean, as much as I would love to go into the heart fight with full health, it's clearly not happening this turn, so... Okay. We can Malaise to weaken. So then, like, Cloak and Dagger charge better in Malaise. If we Cloak and Dagger with the Strike, we get a proc. So we could Cloak and Dagger, Strike, Charge Battery. Block for 20. Take 20. Or wait, take 6. It's already blocked for... I guess take 8, because 6 plus the burn damage. Go to 55. Unless that's lethal, I highly doubt that it is. 10 damage per Cloak and Dagger. Yeah, so it's only like 35 damage. Yeah, I think striking is better than malazing for 1. It takes his damage down to 7 times 4, which is 28. Maybe that is better. So we'd be blocking for 19 plus 14. So we would actually block out instead of taking 8. Yeah, I know. It's just the weak. Reduces his attack from 10 to 7. Alright, I would love to kill Spire Spear this turn and turn around, but I don't think that I can. We have to either turn around with an attack or take the back attack for 57. We have some pretty convenient turnaround attacks, so that's nice. All for One's a godsend here. Okay, so All for One makes it pretty possible to kill him and turn around that way. What do we got in the discard? A dash, defend, and a backflip, and a cloak and dagger. Okay, so we got 4 cards. If we want to get them all back, we need to make 7 or fewer cards in hand, one of which is All for One, which means we need to play 1 card. However, if we want to play both of the 0-cost cards in hand, we're getting back 6 cards, and we need to play All for One with a 5 or smaller card hand. Okay, so if we want to play it with a 5 or smaller card hand, probably we want to play the Streamline, because we get that back too. Then we'd have to have a 4 or smaller size hand, which is getting actually pretty unreasonable. Probably won't be able to do that. We could play Dagger Throw, which reduces the size of our hand by a bit. Also lets us save Carnage. Okay, so if the line is Dagger Throw, Streamline, Strike, Neutralize, All for One, and then a bunch of 0-cost stuff from Graveyard, then we have 1 card from here in hand, unless it costs 0. And then we have these 2 defends left. And we are blocking for 10... blocking for... Okay, so I'm just going to count the damage on the cards in the deck separately. So it's 10, 15, 21, 26, and then we will have a bunch of decks by the time we do that. So we're playing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 attacks, and we're getting back more attacks. So that'll be the 6th one, and then 7, 8. So we're getting 2 more decks. So we're having sort of 5 decks per card, and we're blocking with 3 cards. So it's an extra 15 in addition to the 10, 15, 21... Or sorry, it's an extra 20 in addition to the 26. So we're blocking for like 46, taking 11 from Spire Shield, assuming we kill Spire Spear. Oh wait, no, he attacks for less when he's not behind us. Okay, so the critical question is, do we kill Spire Spear? And conveniently, we have to do exactly 100 damage to do that. Okay. So this does 21 plus 24 is 45, plus 15 is 60, so we're like clearly doing enough damage. Okay, so let's just do it. We did not get a 0-cost attack. It's probably worth it to remove the artifact charge from Spire Shield. I'm not sure if we need it, but oh my god, I just killed myself. How did I... Sorry, I'm restarting the fight. It's fine. I don't know what I miscounted there, but it seems like it was pretty important, because I didn't have enough energy. Okay, so now I have to repeat this fight. Turn 1 Demon Form, obviously. Reprogram, dash, and defend are happening. And what else happened? Did I play it differently this time? Oh no, I Storm of Steel, huh? Yeah. Oh crap, I have to restart it again because I Storm of Steel. I forgot that turn 1 I took extra damage with my Storm of Steel. Okay. Alright, so reprogram, Demon Form, and Dash are happening. And then we Storm of Steel, even though we had a 0-cost defend in hand, because we wanted to proc twice. Okay. Alright, and then we Cloak and Daggered, and Charge Batteried, and Melee'd for 1. Okay, what happened here? Oh, the backflip draws the... all for 1? Yeah, it does. Okay. So we have 5 energy. Oh, I spent 1 on Streamline, and I thought that it cost 0 because it costs 0 once I play it. But that isn't how this works. You have to play it first to get it to cost 0. Okay. Alright, so this time, I'm going to not play the Dagger Throw. Because we don't have time for that. I'm going to put the Neutralize on this one too. We're doing a little bit less damage, so... I just want to make sure that I'm getting enough. Strike plus a Shiv is probably enough to kill Spire Spear. Yeah. Okay, so now we turned around and activated Pen Nib. So we can land that with Streamline. And it looks like Get Lethal here too. I guess not. Not quite. Unless Dagger Throw was a 0-cost attack, but it can. What if Coconut drew a 0-cost attack? It seems very likely. Now he has 100 health, which is like a challenge. It seems like we could probably get him there, but maybe more importantly, we can just set up Pendib Nunchaku. So I think we'll try and play like 5 or 6 attacks this turn. I guess we can't do that, so we'll just play whatever we have. Snecko Eye does give you the same values when you reset. It doesn't. There's no extra cheaty value there. The seed is not reset. Okay, so any attack kills him. So I guess we'll have to be satisfied with Pendib on 8. Mummified Hand is a really weird card to get right at the end of a run. It's good, obviously, but I believe it gives you the same value if you even if you change the order of the cards. Although I try to be careful not to change the order of the cards. Hello, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. Feel free to give me a follow. So you do class combinations by doing a custom run. Thanks for the follow. I'm going to pronounce that Jose Lunauve. Lunauve? I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm sure I got it wrong. Something I would be excited to do is like backflip Storm of Steel. Lunauve? The second part really throws me. We can boot sequence to block a lot of the Beat of the Heart damage that we're going to take from Storm of Stealing. Oh, okay. I see. The real question is, are we willing to take this much Beat of the Heart damage? It's like quite a bit. So if we play 6 attacks, we get 2 procs, and we take 6. Yeah, I think I'm okay taking 6. Maybe we just melees for 2 here. Meleeing for 2 is pretty valuable. Okay, I'll just melees for 2. Maybe I was supposed to melees for more there. Okay, I think we're hoping to block this turn. It's either... So we want the Ghost in a Jar to go on one of the big attack turns, probably. Are frames dropping? I am not seeing that happening. I think that's probably on your end. Huh. Maybe it's on Twitch's end, I don't know. For me, the upload looks fine. I'm not currently dropping any frames. So we're definitely playing these cards. So let's do that. And then, what are we getting back with All for One now? We're getting back Streamline and 2 defends. That's it. We can reprogram before we play All for One. Oh, we're also getting back Neutralize and Strike if we put them in there. If we reprogram, we're costing ourselves a Cloak and Dagger, which blocks for net -2 and gives me slightly less strength and dex, because it gives me sort of 2/3 of a strength / dex, whereas reprogram gives me a full one. Well, I am sorry to hear that Twitch is messing up on people. Is it like unwatchable, or is it like, does it look like I'm having upload problems, bandwidth problems? Okay, great. So I think we just reprogram All for One, do all the stuff. And then we'll see at the end if we need to Ghost in a Jar. Maybe I should have held those last 2 attacks. Okay, so he's attacking for 48, we're blocking for 13. So Ghost in a Jar sort of blocks for 30. I would like Ghost in a Jar to be blocking lethal damage, though. So I think we're actually going to hold it and take 30 here. And maybe try to block next turn. Okay, so now we're taking 0 times 15, which is very convenient. So we can like defend or survivor to block ourselves. I think probably like defend reprogram is the play here. Defend reprogram slimed. Yeah, I know. We actually were offered bronze scales this run. We had to pass up for the sapphire key. There's Demon Form finally showing up. You're late. Showing up turn 1 whole game, I got used to it. Okay, so with that decost, we can get a proc. Doing so will cost us 6 health. And Dagger Throw will draw one of these cards. If it draws the Charge Battery and the cost is 0, that's nice. I guess let's give that a chance to happen. Oh, it did. Well, that's nice. Okay, so we have Pen Nib set up for either Sword Boomerang or Carnage, which is kind of how we want it. They both do similar amounts of damage. Sword Boomerang does more, it does 52 versus 48, but if we play the Carnage, we get to keep it for the next shuffle. And I think we want to keep it. Bronze Scales and Caltrops are primarily different in that one of them is a power and the other one is a relic. They also have different numbers on them. But yeah, they literally apply the same buff to you. If you have them both, they stack. We can play Charge Battery Defend to block for 25 here and take 10. Taking a little bit more than 10 because of Beat of the Heart and the Burn, but not significantly. What I'm saying is we're not dying. Or we could like Charge Battery, Ghost in a Jar, and Storm of Steel, play a bunch of cards. It's not totally dead. So if we play Ghost in a Jar, then we block out 35 damage plus a bunch of beat damage. And we end up getting 2 procs. So we go up to 7 dex and 10 strength. Next turn we'll go up to 13 strength and start doing real damage. We can survive though without the Ghost in a Jar, so maybe we should. Yeah, I want to hold Ghost in a Jar until we actually need it, until we're actually having trouble surviving, but then I don't want to not get strength procs either. Getting 2 procs seems like a pretty big deal. He's also not weak next turn, unless I find a source of weak. And it's really bad if he kills us with the multi-attack, because he might kill us, and then kill us through the Fairy in a Bottle, too. One thing we could do is we could force a Fairy in the Bottle proc this turn, but we could just, like, Storm of Steel and just play 6 cards, and just let him hit us for 16 with 8 procs of Beat of the Heart. Or I guess for 14 with 7 procs. And then, but we get 2 procs of Strength and Dex. And then we go to like 10 or something and he kills us and we Fairy back up and then we Ghost in a Jar next turn. I think we have to survive this whole cycle though, because we're not close to killing him, right? It's not like if we damage cap this turn we can kill him next turn. We have to survive a little bit longer than that. So I think we just Charge Battery to defend. It's a painfully ineffective turn. Okay, we did find Neutralize, but he has Artifact Charges up now, so that doesn't actually work. So he's hitting for 60. He hits us for 12, and then we break, and we come back at 88 times 0.3, which is 26. So we come back to 26, yeah, this is too slow. We're like way behind. He kills us, and then that's the first 3 attacks, and he's got 12 more attacks at 4 times. So he's doing 48 more. So he would definitely kill us twice. So I guess we have to decide, we have to assume that during the next cycle his first attack is the big attack, and that Ghost in a Jar is actually going to work. Or wait. Or I guess we have to save the Fairy in Bottle. We have to survive this turn with Ghost in a Jar. So like Ghost in a Jar defend. Can we still get a proc if we do that? So if we play Ghost in a Jar, then the Beat of the Heart only does 1 damage. So we can play Reprogram, take 1, go to 9. Defend, block for 11. And then take 3 more. So our block goes to 8. And it hits us for 15, and we're at 17, so we go to 2. Yeah, I mean, we like nominally survive that, but then like we don't get to play any cards if it's not a defensive card first next turn. But I think we have to live that line. I guess we just get straight up an extra health if we do this. Oh wait, no. It doesn't matter if we reprogram before or after defend, it's the same. I guess I play both of the weak ones. That gets rid of all of his artifact charges. It doesn't do meaningfully less damage than Streamline. I guess there's not much difference between being at 2 and being at 1. Oh wait, I'm at 16 now. I can't play any more cards. I would die. Cue the Staying Alive soundtrack. Doesn't look like we can actually even get a proc this turn. Maybe if we backflip and draw Cloak and Dagger? Get it? Let's try that. Cloak and Dagger costs 3 though, which is too much. Sword Boomerang does a lot of damage. So maybe we just like strike Sword Boomerang. It's too slow. Okay, it's multi-attack first, which basically means we're dead. What could Dagger Throw get that would save us? A 0-cost backflip that gets us other 0-cost stuff? Maybe. Alright, we have to defend first or we kill ourselves. We do have quite a bit of decks. It's not impossible to get there. It does cost 0, but I'm afraid it's not enough. We can play one of these 2 cards. We need to stay above 7, so that the first 2 hits hit us. It doesn't matter, because we're dying either way, but... well, darn. Seems pretty winnable. I might have taken the wrong route. It's possible that using the... I should have used the intangible earlier to get stronger scaling. But like really we needed Demon Form on turn 1, and we needed to find like some sort of recursion for our All for One to make that fight winnable. And we did not get it. Well, I would consider dying to the heart to be a pretty good outcome, considering how hard these combo runs have been. This would have been the first win, but we didn't quite get there.